Hello. Hello,
Hey.
everyone.
How the hell are we? Welcome back.
How you doing? How yourself? How you doing?
Me? Personally?
Yeah.
I've been better, man. I've been better.
Damn. Well, that sucks.
got...
Welcome to the show, everyone.
Yeah, I got a fantasy football sob story to share.
Ooh.
And I can't stop thinking about it. Now that we're going to be talking football, it's just all that's on my mind.
Yeah.
I'm in 3 dynasty leagues. I'm in 7 leagues total. I'm in too many leagues.
That's way too much.
Leagues.
Dude, you know what's awesome?
6 this year, 7 last year. What's awesome?
One
Boobs? I agree.
league.
Sorry, go ahead.
Booze. Yeah, heavy-handed pour.
boobs.
I'm not an alcoholic. That was on accident. I'm going to be sipping on this for till I go to sleep. Goodness
That's
gracious.
not like that heavy.
Oh,
Hold that up to the camera.
For just straight whiskey, it's pretty.
All right.
It's a lot.
If
If I finish it before the pod, something's wrong.
Well, okay, but realistically, you
I
do
was
have
going to say
that.
one league. One league is my. Oh, I thought you were moving on. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to comment on your whiskey. I was going to say realistically, you finish that, you go.
And
get
then
a
I get
second
like, I'll have
glass.
a little more. That's pretty much
that's like
2 glasses.
That's like 1.5 to 2 glasses. That's not like that.
Yeah, it's like not a big deal. It's like not a big deal, but either way,
So you're
I
one
used
league.
to be like a 3-4 league guy, and then I was just like, you know what, I'm done. I'm doing one league, and it's the best. It's awesome. Just live or
I
die.
couldn't if I tried. I'm the commissioner in like 3 of these leagues. I can't. 3 or 4 of these leagues. I can't. I literally couldn't stop if I wanted to. I'm addicted to the grind. What can I say? But I'm in
You really
3
are,
dynasty
man.
leagues and 3 redraft leagues, and the 3 dynasty leagues, 2 of them I finished as the 1 and 2 seed, and then the 3rd dynasty league, my team was like projected highest scorer most weeks, but I ended the year like 500, and I was like the 5 seed or something like that, which is not that. It's a 12 man league. Everyone thought I was a contender. They were like, yeah, your record's not that great, but you're still a contender. First round of playoffs, I started Isaiah Likely at tight end because they were playing the Bengals. And I thought to myself, Bengals have the worst tight end defense in the league. If you were to just start whatever tight end the Bengals were playing every week, you would have like the tight end 1 all year. Like if you had the ability to just whatever tight end the Bengals are playing, that was your tight end. Your team would have had the tight end 1 on the year. Like they allowed the most fantasy points to tight end of any team. It was a guarantee. Isaiah Likely put up 0 points.
Goose egg. It's
0.
tough.
And I had on my bench, I was trying to decide between. I'm actually pretty deep at tight end on this team. I had Jake Ferguson, Colston Loveland, Dalton Schultz. And then I had Njoku, who at the start of the year and last year was cool, but like has kind of fallen off this year. But
Dude, he's so big. He's just a huge person.
big guy.
Yeah.
But I have a good like rotation of tight ends. I just play whoever has the best matchup. And I was like, Isaiah Likely, I think he's going to have like 3 targets, 2 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown. I was like, this should be one of those games for him where like Lamar will just find him on a couple of like deep seam routes. Tight end seam, you know? So my decision was between Schultz, and who's played great this year, actually, between Dalton Schultz and Isaiah Likely. I lost the game by 22 points. Dalton Schultz put up 23 points. I do the math. Next round, I would have played whoever was, I think, the 1 seed or something like that. If I would have played that game, I only had a certain number of guys I could have started that week. Like I lost Mahomes. I had Mahomes in that league. There was only like a handful of guys I could have even started because of like injuries and whatever. Of the guys I would have like for sure started because I didn't have that many to choose from, I would have won the next week. I'd be in the finals right now. The payout for this league, $1,800.
Goodness gracious, dude.
$1,800 to the champion. I would have had a shot at $1,800 if I just would have started Dalton Schultz. That's it. That's all I had to do.
That's so tough. I have a story like that actually. Freshman year of college, huge bracket pool, like a couple hundred people in it, $10 entry.
Yeah.
The grand prize was like $2,000.
Whoa.
So like it gives you a little sense of how many people are in this thing.
Yeah.
And it was the year that I can't remember who ended up. I think UNC won it all.
Okay.
It was
that like 20
it was 2016-17. So the year after Nova beat them with the Chris Jenkins shot. I think they won it all that year. Either way, I had Kentucky. I was the only person that had like possible points left that had Kentucky winning the whole, or like going further than the Final Four.
Yeah.
So Malik Monk, De'Aaron Fox, that Kentucky team, they storm back to tie it up against UNC, and Luke May, Drake's brother, hits the mid-range jumper to just completely. If Kentucky wins that game, I'm winning $2,000.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah, and Luke
your
May
life could have been totally different.
Yeah, I remember I was studying with this. It could have been. I was studying with this girl at the time for a test, and she was just recording me watch this game. And there's a video of me as Luke May hits the shot, and I just melted out of my chair onto the floor. It was so sad. I was devastated.
Having money on a game and watching your money dissolve in real time is maybe one of the more painful experiences.
Yeah,
that doesn't actually cause you like physical pain. Also,
yeah.
Not many people know, but Drake May, hooper. Drake May
he can play.
Was like a real hooper in high school.
Dude, you know who was a hooper? Like no one knew he even played football.
Cooper Kupp.
Maybe, but I'm thinking of someone different. Different white boy with motion. Riley Leonard.
Really?
He's from this area. He's from the other side of the bay in Fairhope.
Whoa.
No one knew he played football. Like, I mean, they knew he played football.
Really?
But like he had offers to go play at like Elon, like a few like mid-major basketball schools, and
wow,
he got an offer to go play quarterback at Duke, and he took it because they told him that he could be on the basketball team as well, and it was his lifelong dream to play basketball at Duke.
Wow, that's crazy. It's crazy to be like that good at sports.
It just goes to show you, man, that like people, like professional athletes are just different human beings. Like it's just not even, this whole like you can work really hard and you can make it, like, yeah, but there's a limit. There's a limit to how high you personally can go versus another guy. Like you watch Riley Leonard and you're like, yeah, he looks like a good athlete for a quarterback. Like, no, he's just an incredible athlete, period.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Cooper Kupp, I guess you didn't know this one. You should look at it. Cooper Kupp gave Zach LaVine problems in high school. Yeah, Cooper Kupp.
I feel like that's one of those tapes I've seen like floating out there on Instagram somewhere.
You'll run into the highlights on like a 1 a.m. TikTok scroll or something, and you'll just be like, oh yeah, let's go. Dude, it's wild, man. Like you'll see with the, and I don't even mean to keep like bringing up like white boys of motion here, but like the Spencer brothers in the NBA right now.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, Pat Spencer, I think we talked about this already. We don't need to go into this, but like Pat Spencer was the best lacrosse player in the country at one point.
He's the Wayne Gretzky of lacrosse.
He took a break from basketball for like 4 years and played professional lacrosse and then is now in the NBA. That guy has DNA that like 0.4% of the population will ever have. Like there's just certain dudes like that. Obviously you can go to like the historically good players like Deion Sanders and like Bo Jackson and like Jordan being able to play like multiples. Like obviously there's historically great athletes, but like even just dudes like there's dudes that played like multiple college sports at a high level. Even that is like such a small percentage of the population. Very, very, very small percentage of the population plays even to like Division III sports at a high level. Like that's even that is like hard to do.
My point really with that is just like, dude, these guys that went pro in a sport, if they would have dedicated their time elsewhere, or like maybe even not, they could have just played Division I at a Power 4 conference and then gone pro, like in whatever sport they like had any sort of affinity for.
Dude, I've made
they're just that level of athlete.
Yeah, totally. I've made this point with soccer before becoming bigger in the U.S., where I've talked about this. I made a video about this, but I've made this point about soccer before in the U.S., where if we have the best athletes in the world in the U.S., like consistently on a year-to-year basis, I guess every 4-year basis, in the Olympics, on an every 4-year basis in the Olympics, the U.S. continues to dominate. We clearly are the world leader in athletics, and I don't think anyone can even deny that. If we took some of these guys that ended up becoming wide receivers in the NFL, small forwards in the NBA, like we're talking about dudes who move like they're 5'11" and they're 6'6". Yeah. Dude, if we took some of these just incredibly superior athletes and superior genetics and channeled that into soccer, genuinely, I think it would take us, I don't know, a decade to become maybe one of the best like soccer countries in the world. If we just took a 10-year stretch and really, really put a ton of resources into going to like communities where a lot of kids end up playing basketball or football, and we just channel them into soccer, dude, could you imagine if Justin Jefferson played goalie instead of wide receiver? Like the guy clearly has some form of DNA that allows him to have once in a lifetime ball tracking ability. Like the math that he does, the physics, the calculations going on in these guys' heads when you play at that level is literally like we should study their brains level fascinating. And if we just took that and we're like, hey, all of the math your brain does, all of the instincts you have to like follow a ball and get it, like really, if we want to like reduce this to what it is of like tracking a ball and then stopping it, dude, you're telling me Jamar Chase at 6'4" couldn't be maybe the best goalkeeper in the world if he had like truly world-class training, or like whatever the amount of training he got put into like becoming a world-class athlete in football. If he just got that level of training, but for soccer, I'm telling you, man, we have a sleeping giant with athletes in terms of soccer.
In midfield, just operating, distributing. Give me Mecole Hardman running up the sideline to cross one.
I made a video. I mean, I won't go through the whole team, but like I talked about, like, bro, Pat Mahomes was like a center attacking mid, and his whole job was to receive a ball and then sort of maneuver through traffic in the midfield and then pick his head up and find through balls and passes and seams that were open in creative ways, getting guys who are incredibly fast, getting them the ball, like having the physics in mind and like the instincts in mind to like place balls forward to guys that are running onto it. It's a very similar mechanic. Watching Pat Mahomes throw a deep ball 50 yards to Tyreek Hill was a very similar mechanic to seeing, let's say, Iniesta slide a through ball to a Neymar during like prime Barcelona years you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I just think we could be such a powerhouse in soccer if we really tried. And it's because we have guys like that, like the Spencer brothers, like the Drake Mays, like the Cooper. They're playing multiple sports. Like, God, get these guys in soccer, man. I want to see it.
Well, Connor, I hate to inform you that you just exhausted all of your soccer talk, not only for this episode, but for the next 5.
Just the foreseeable future.
Your budget's blown out.
That's fair. I went over budget. I did 7 minutes on soccer. That's way over budget. I hear you.
That was on you. But no, I see your point. You're right. I mean, I think it's just like kids are like, soccer?
I know.
There's got to be a movie. I mean, there's movies about like, like the inner city kids do like a swim team. It's like, we need that to just happen in real life with soccer. Let's get our best athletes playing a sport that gives us worldwide recognition, not a sport that we only play here and then we win a championship like world champs, which is honestly awesome. We don't talk about that enough, that we only play teams from the U.S. and we're like world champs.
We're the best in the world.
Anyway, I truly believe. I truly do believe it.
But
like, hey, you play us first time is on our turf. When you beat us, we'll go play you over there with your rules in any sport.
Yeah. I know it'd be really, really, really hard to do just logistically, but I would love to see some form, like, so how soccer has the Champions League or Oh gosh, is it Copa America?
Relegation is what you're saying, like super leagues.
Well, no. It's not necessarily relegation, but like Champions League, for instance, is all of the teams in Europe from their separate leagues. So each country in Europe has their own league, pretty much. So Spain has La Liga. England has the Premier League. That's probably the best league in the world. France has Ligue 1. Italy has Serie A, and Germany has Bundesliga. Those are like the top 5 leagues in the world for soccer. Those are like where the best teams all are. And if we had some form of this where like maybe we just took the champion, maybe the best way to do it was just if the champion of the Euro League played the champion of the NBA. I would be fascinated in like,
that'd be awesome. That's seeing that. You got to come over here and play NBA rules though, with NBA officiating, and everyone in Europe would be so mad.
Yeah,
is it travel? Come on.
Or can we play just like FIBA rules? We play the Olympics and we play FIBA. Yeah, I know. Now that's international, so it's different. Them though. But we do they kind of need? Them. Yeah, they might kind of need a little bit of. No,
because I mean, look, as someone who's been in basketball social media, anytime you compare the NBA and EuroLeague, a bunch of European people come in are just like very adamant about that EuroLeague teams are better than NBA teams. So I want to spank them a little bit.
We got to see that. I want to see that. I want to see.
I want to see it too. And then you know what's crazy is they use the Olympics to justify like oh, you guys barely. I'm like, you do realize all your best players play in the NBA. Yeah, I'm not saying American-born players are the best. I'm saying the NBA is better than what y'all got going on over there. But either way, we got to give a quick snapshot of the show real quick.
Please.
We fantastic show. Just an absolutely banger of a show. First off,
always
we got okay, you're shaking your head. I was like, are you disagreeing with me? But that one's great for the listeners. We got some Monday Night Football talk. Phil Rivers was just absolutely dealing out there. Just a incredible performance by Phil. Someone else might not tell you the same, but it's what happened if you didn't watch. We're going to talk some NFL. We got a few key games and especially key teams as we get into the playoffs here that I don't think enough people are talking about truly. So we're going to touch on them and also some teams that are just other things around the league, like quarterbacks, young quarterbacks who's playing well and whatnot. And then we're going to shift into NBA mode and we're going to go contender talk, just talking a little bit of contenders. And we did not talk about this pre-show, but maybe we should just touch on the CFP before.
Sure.
Or at some point.
Certainly.
A light brushing.
Let's brush. Let's lightly
brush a little bit.
Yeah.
Are you done a brush?
Let's brush. I'll brush.
I'll give you $20 for a brush.
I'll brush. Yeah, I could brush. I'm not opposed to a slight brush.
Quick brush? 5 minutes?
A quick brush. Yeah, I think I just want to first start by saying I disagree with this narrative you're starting about me being a Phillip Rivers hater, and I just am sick of it. I'm sick of it.
I'm having a lot of fun pretending that you hate Phillip Rivers.
I'm sick of this narrative that like I don't want to see this story be fun. I think it's cool. I want to be on record. I'm on record right now. I think Phillip Rivers coming back at this age and having any amount of success is cool. I did say I was like, look, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think they're going to like win games. I don't think he's going to look great. I'll tell you what, I will walk back one comment. He looked better than I thought he would. He didn't look quite as bad in terms of like, he wasn't just stumbling around the field. Like, you know, he didn't have like a Biden level, like, holy shit, this guy's old, you know?
Yeah.
But he didn't look great. He looked fat. He looked like a football coach out there. Now, that being said,
I'll let you finish.
That being said, he was dealing. It was fun to see. I'm happy for him. I think it was cool. I think it's a fun success story. I was rooting for him, but he didn't win anything. He didn't win anything. And that was my point.
His schedule is a gauntlet. I mean, I don't think he's going to play after this. I think they just let Riley Leonard play from here on out because it's like, what are we playing for?
Yeah.
But for everyone who doesn't know, which is everyone, during both Phillip Rivers games, I was just essentially motherfucking Connor texting him, being like, you hate it. Every time he completes a pass, you hate it.
Every time he completes a pass.
Meanwhile, I'm living and dying with every single snap. Just like I had tears in my eyes every time he completed a pass. Let's go.
I knew I would see like a 10-yard Josh Downs like dig route or something, a completion for like a first or whatever, and my phone would go, and I'd be like, there it is. I get it. I got it, man. And I couldn't victory lap anything on you. Like I couldn't really dunk on you back because Phillip Rivers wasn't really making any like crazy mistakes until he's actually having a good game. They're going toe to toe. It's who was it? Colts. Who they just play? Golly,
Niners.
The Niners. Thank you. It's Colts Niners. They're going back and forth. I'm like, dude, this is fun. This is cool that 44-year-old Phillip Rivers is whatever. And then it was just so funny because then the game basically ends with Phillip Rivers throwing in a bad interception. Interception.
Well, hold on. Ball knowers were saying that is not his fault. Tyler Warren broke on the route too early. He stared it down, and that's why the linebacker jumped in front. All the ball knowers were saying that.
Phillip Rivers.
You're exposing yourself. You're exposing yourself.
I'm not.
You're exposing yourself.
I disagree. I watched the play. I disagree. Phillip Rivers
Troy
was
Aikman
telegraphing,
and he said this is Tyler Warren's fault. That's what Troy Aikman said on the broadcast. But you're probably watching the fucking Manning cast. You love it. You want to listen to Kevin Hart talk about what's going on.
I watched Phillip Rivers stare down that Tyler Warren route. He telegraphed the whole thing, and then he threw like a really bad, like lofted low, like the linebacker was sitting on it the whole time. He shouldn't have thrown the pass. I don't care. He shouldn't have thrown it. He shouldn't have thrown the ball.
You're exposing yourself as a non-ball knower.
Bad pass, got picked off, and that's how it ended. That's how Phillip Rivers' success story ended.
You said you grew up watching Phillip Rivers. You understand that every Phillip Rivers game that he's not in the lead going into the fourth quarter, or not taking a lead into the fourth quarter, it's going to end in an interception. It's going to end with Phillip Rivers making 3 good plays to start the drive. He gets to around the 50 or the 40, and then usually he's clapping his hands, stomping his feet, trying to snap the ball. It hits him in the head. He picks it up and then just rugby tosses it directly to a linebacker. That is the Phillip Rivers experience.
That is sort of what happened. That is sort of what happened again. History repeats itself.
Death taxes and Phil Rivers throwing a back-breaking interception in a game-winning drive situation.
Like I said, I'm happy that Phil had some fun out there. It was a cool story. I was excited to see it, but I just want everyone to know the second he threw that interception, you best believe.
Yeah, my phone
you best believe Slim Dookie's phone was buzzing quickly.
I think I just called you a whore after that.
It doesn't look like that. I do want to say last thing about the Colts and this whole thing here. Man, if the Colts could keep this like receiving core together and like this team together and go out and get like I don't know that Daniel Jones is the long-term guy here. I don't know. I know they haven't
I don't know. Yeah, we just don't know.
We don't know. But I'm just saying, like, let's say in a hypothetical that like Joe Burrow was like, hey, I'm over it. I'm done in Cincinnati. Like if the Bengals were to go, if the Colts were to go get like a top 7 guy, this receiving core is great.
It's like, fantastic.
The compliments are so perfect.
Pittman and Downs are very good
Warren.
Route runners, get open guys. Alec Pierce might be the best. This is a big statement, but he's one of the best deep ball receivers in the NFL. Securing the ball, high pointing, like he's fantastic.
Dude, that is not an overstatement. He's easily top 3 when it comes to like take the top off and have strong hands.
Yeah.
He's absolutely up there. Now,
I can take the top off and have some strong hands.
Now that I like. Now that I liked.
Sorry. I couldn't leave it there. That's what we call a layup.
Business. That was you caught it right under the basket. There was nobody around you. You had to just let that thing
slap the backboard too.
Yeah, slap the backboard. No rim. Thing went straight backboard in that.
Yeah, I threw up a baby hook.
Yeah, it wasn't even like a 3. That was it. You were in the paint. Nobody around you. That was easy.
Yeah.
We ran a pick and roll. And both of them stayed with me. And I threw a little.
Yeah.
I threw a little no look bounce pass to you. So,
all right, I'm going to give you 5 seconds real quick. Say something mean about Phillip Rivers because I got to take my sweatshirt off. I'm dying.
I'm not gonna say anything mean about Phillip Rivers.
Say, hey man, just say
no. I'm
say
done.
All the mean shit that you've been holding in about Phil.
No, I'm done. I'm done with this narrative. I like Phil Rivers. I'm happy for him. I disagree with this narrative. What I will say is if the Colts are able to maintain. Now, here's the thing: is I think Alec Pierce might get paid somewhere else. That's the only problem here. Is that's probably not going to happen. But I'm just saying, in an ideal world, it would have been really fun to see this team with like an elite running back, a good O-line, a really well put together receiving core with like a really, really serious top 7 QB. Would have been fun. Dream world, whatever. Anyway.
They're just football team. Colts football team.
Yeah, but it's sad to see kind of losing. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know who's not losing?
The Jacksonville
Jaguars rattled off 6 straight.
6 straight for Liam Coen, T-Law, and company.
And a big piece of this company, and we don't have to get into this person right now because it seems like you had some stuff preloaded, but
please.
Jacoby Myers has changed this team.
I was gonna talk about Jacoby Myers anyway.
Run with it.
I love it.
All you.
No, please. No, you first. You take this. Go ahead. Start.
I don't have much other than the fact that like I think just having that really consistent third down guy that doesn't drop the ball is huge for them. And I think like Coen is clearly a just superior offensive mind, and like he can scheme guys open, and Jacoby doesn't need a ton of space. And I don't think Trevor Lawrence has ever played with a security blanket quite like him before.
Never.
Yeah, he's playing good football. It's crazy what a guy can do with some confidence. I think a lot of people, myself included, I hadn't really written him off, Trevor Lawrence off yet, but I was being like, one more bad year, and I might be like, okay, it's time. You know, you're in Derek Carr territory. You're in Carr-tory.
No, I don't know how I found myself like becoming a T-Law defender somehow. I was never a T-Law truther. Like I was never like, this guy's the answer. I was just like, yeah, he's a good prospect. He came into the league for a bad team, and then we just kind of haven't really seen him like get to the next level or whatever. I got that. I understood all that, but I just felt like he kept catching all this flack, and it was I just kept having I kept finding myself in a position of like, I feel like you guys are missing some context here with like how many drops this guy's dealt with, how many bad coaches he's cycled through. The offensive line and the running game have never really been anything to write home about. He's had one of the worst situations in football, if we're being honest, for like a while now. You know what I mean? Like
for a young quarterback, yeah.
Yeah, like it's not like he walked into like, you know, the Bengals having like, yeah, we got Joe Burrow, we've got Jamar Chase now. Like you at least have that guy to throw to. Not that the Bengals have had a perfect situation, but I don't know. I just think I think we haven't really seen everything with T-Law yet, and I think he has the tools. Now, granted, he makes bad plays. He's not a perfect quarterback. I'm not saying that at all. He'll have a couple bad plays a game, but I just think for a guy that's like 6'6", that runs well, has a big arm, and has been like mostly fairly accurate, I just feel like, dude, get this guy a Jacoby Myers type guy, and we'll see it. And like all of a sudden he's got a great coach with a great offensive scheme. He's got like you said, a security blanket receiver that he's never had. And then they've got like sort of a cool two-headed backfield with Tootin and Etienne. And
we're a Tootin pod.
We're a big Toot pod.
We love Tootin.
Yeah, and then like a fun receiving core with Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr., and Jacoby Myers now, and like Brenton Strange is a good tight end. And the defense looks good enough. Now they're not great, but they're like good enough to keep him in games. And all of a sudden, top of the division, 10-4 Jaguars look pretty good. And T-Law's like, it's not that they're just beating nobodies and T-Law's like not doing any of the work and they're just relying on the ground game. Like T-Law's dealing out there, man. He looks good. And Jacoby Myers is just a pro. Dude. He is.
That's a great way to describe him. He is just a consummate pro.
Absolutely.
I mean, guys that come out of North Carolina State University are usually that way. You know, you look at Phillip Rivers, you look at Jacoby Myers, guys like that, you know.
Right. But I just think, dude, I think going out and honestly stomping Denver, really. Like if we're being honest, he threw for I'm looking at the stats here. Threw for 279 yards, 3 touchdowns, and had 6 rush attempts with the touchdown. And they beat Denver pretty handedly. That Denver is one of the best defenses in the league. It's not like that was a nobody team to go out there and like really put up a performance against. And
yeah. Sorry, keep going.
No, I was gonna say all this being said, I do think that T-Law's played well, but we talked about Ben Johnson being coach of the year for the Bears. I think I am officially ready to switch my stance on that. I think Liam Coen should be the coach of the year this year. That's my new take.
I hear you on that. And I have had that thought as well of like, okay, we talked about Ben Johnson. There's been some McVay rumblings. There's been some Liam Coen talk. Who's just flying under the radar that's never won one?
Who's that?
Kyle Shanahan, dude. This is an incredible coaching job by Kyle Shanahan. He's putting together this roster every single week up until, the last 2 or 3, just with paper clips and gum. Just practice squad guys out there. And he just gets it done. That is Kyle Shanahan, to me, is the Rick Carlisle of the NFL. He can polish the ever-living shit out of a turd. He will just make hey, you give me whatever we have and I will make it work to the best of its ability. You will not get a better team with what we have on this roster right now when I'm the coach.
A coach that gets you the top value out of your assets consistently in every space that he's been in. He gets you the top value of your assets of whatever version that is. It doesn't mean the team's going to be like world beaters. It just means he is exactly what you want a coach to be, which is he pulls out the best version of his players. I mean, if you want to break down what a good coach is, that's really what it is.
Yeah, and I just think there's a lot of guys who don't do that, and it's tough. It's really difficult to, but I think a lot of coaches kind of take that pass of okay, we're bad. Well, we'll kind of lean into being bad, and if I draft a new quarterback, they can't fire me in the first year or two of having a new quarterback because, what was I supposed to do? We're developing him. You want to keep the consistency best you can. But Kyle Shanahan's just no, we're just never going to be bad. And we're going to be really good sometimes. He's not Mike Tomlin. He's not we're never going to be bad, but we're also never going to be great. He's no, we're never going to be bad. We're probably going to be pretty good. Even if we have nobody, we're going to be competitive.
We've got an interesting
Kyle Shanahan for Coach of the Year rant.
And honestly, I really don't hate that. I do think because if we're factoring in what we know about award voting in major leagues, there's also voter fatigue.
It's going to be Ben Johnson.
There's nuance to it.
Yeah.
I think the top 3, if we're factoring in what's most likely and what we agree with and sort of having a merger of those 2 things, I do think it'll probably be Ben Johnson, but I think Liam Coen will be 2, and I think Kyle Shanahan should be 3. Because I agree with you. And this, by the way, I'm a Rams fan and I hate the Niners, so it's really hard for me to say all of this. But you can't help but point out, the offense just continues to cook. Backup QBs have been successful. Backup receivers have been successful. Backup running backs have been successful. Their backup tight end was successful. The defense is awful. The defense was bad all year. They were banged up all year. And here they are. Here they are, the San Francisco 49ers at 11-4. Technically second in their division.
Crazy. So crazy. And they could win it. They could win the division and be the 1 seed still. Yeah.
We've got a really fascinating finish coming up to the NFC West, which in my opinion, this is probably the strongest division, just given that there's 3 teams now that are double-digit wins. I don't know that we have that in many other places here. Actually, I'm looking at the standings right now. It's the only division where 3 teams are in double-digit wins. So we could call the NFC West
to get that in a few divisions.
Yeah, right. You can't. Right, exactly. You can't have that in multiple. So the NFC West. I mean, I don't really like the way that you said that to me. If I'm being honest, if we're being honest with ourselves, I don't like the way that you just sort of in a condescending tone just said, "Yeah, no shit, moron." I don't like the way that you're yeah. If you knew anything about elementary math, you'd know that that's not possible, dumbass.
Actually, what do we know way that could actually freaking happen?
That's way impossible.
It's so funny because I will tell people I'm not a math guy. Don't ever ask me to do math. We're bringing out the calculator for 2 + 2. Not really that, but that kind of stuff. And I just had a chance to be a math guy for a second, and it felt good. All right, and I'm not ashamed of it.
Well, I'll tell you what, it didn't feel good to be on the receiving end of it, dick. So
does it feel good sometimes to be on the receiving end?
I don't know. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I don't know.
You
know who's on the receiving end? You know who's on the receiving end? No, that's my segue. That's my
that'd
segue.
be a crazy segue. Let's think about it. Let's think about it. Hold on.
I can do it. No, I got it. I had it. I already had it. You know who's on the receiving end of a belt? The Dallas Cowboys. Being under 500. The Dallas Cowboys have been on the receiving end of belt all year going, I mean, just being in shootouts where it's like you got two receivers that are probably going to end the year going over 1,000 yards in Pickens and CeeDee. Dak in like almost MVP conversations. Javonte Williams having a rebirth to his young career of like, it's just been awesome. Yeah. The O-line is healthy and looks great, and they are 6-8. And it's like, nobody, talk about being on the receiving end. Nobody's gotten pegged harder than Dallas Cowboys fans being in a position where your team is in an electric shootout week in, week out, and they are going to miss the playoffs, I believe, right? I think they've already been eliminated.
Officially, they're out.
They're out of the playoffs. Yeah. I mean, it just, dude.
And I'll say this.
It's so Cowboys. It is so Cowboys.
At least they're fun. You know, there have been some bad Cowboys teams lately that were not fun either. Like the Cooper Rush Cowboys, it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It's sad.
Wow, it's like I'm in the video. But like, at least your team is fun to watch. But there are some people that might be like, well, that's worse because then I get my hopes up every week and it's devastating. You know, the Bills have been very, very stressful, and they've been on the wrong end of that a few times, but also been on the good end a handful of times too. Like starting it off with the Ravens, that was insane. Even recently, the Bengals game was like, we should have lost that game. The Patriots, what am I talking about? The Patriots game down 21-0.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm on the end of like, look, if my team is going to lose most of those, you know, toss-up games, and we're going to be in every game, like, I kind of just wish we would be bad because then I don't have to get excited, and also we get a draft pick. Yeah, you know, for a year that ended in nothing, essentially.
I guess the question we're asking here is like, would you rather be the Cowboys or the Steelers? Like, if your team's not gonna like really be a contender or win anything, would you rather them be like slightly above 5? Like, you know what I mean? Because I guess there's three versions of this.
I was comparing it to just being really bad, like just being the Raiders and be like, okay, I don't have to care. Like,
there we go. Okay,
but I like your question more, so let's jump into it.
Well, no. Let's merge.
I don't even don't include mine. Mine sucked.
I'm going.
It was dumb. It was stupid.
No, stop. You're being mean to my friend. What the question is? Here's the question: would you rather be the Browns? Well, okay, no, let's not say the Browns because they're like that's.
Let's go Raiders.
That's crazy. Raiders, Cowboys, or the Steelers. And here's the indicators. Raiders are they're bad, but they're really bad. So like you're going to get a higher draft pick. You've gotten Bowers and Ginty over the last couple seasons, so you've got like you've gotten the draft picks to like get the guys that could be good. Yeah. There's a future. And you know that at some point you're so bad that you're gonna hit on like, we have the first round pick, we got the crazy prospect QB. There's a possibility there. Or would you rather be the Cowboys, where it's like every year you're exciting to some capacity. You're the Cowboys. You're America's team. Everyone thinks you should be good, but somehow you're just like 6-8. You're in a shootout every game. You've got two receivers over 1,000 receiving yards. Your quarterback's in MVP talks. You're under 500. Or would you rather be the Steelers, where every year you are mid, you scrape out the division, you lose in the first round, your team is a game or two over 500 or at 500, your draft pick sucks every year, and it's just perpetual mid every year. I don't know. I think out of all those options, I think I'd rather be the Raiders.
Because with the Raiders, there's a future. I mean, the worst place to be is hovering around 500. And you know, maybe that's more of an NBA thing, you know, because in the NFL, like a first round pick, even if it's like pick 26, is still probably going to be a very good player. Yeah. Like odds are in the NBA, it's like, even if you're picking in the lottery, you know, it's like a coin flip on whether he's going to be like even a rotation player for you in 5 years.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
That's true. That's true. You do get a little more like in the NBA, like you could tank and really suck and end up with the 10th pick, and that guy could be like a fine role player in 4 years. You have no idea. It's like
you could tank, end up with like the 4th pick, and you pick Marvin Bagley.
Yeah, that's true.
And like,
too.
no offense to Marvin, but he was like he was on teams because he's like, yeah, I guess he still might kind of turn into something. Like,
yeah. Whereas I mean, you're saying like
Mo Bamba.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're saying like where like in the NFL, it's sort of like, well, if we get a top 10 pick, there's the offensive side of the ball, there's defense, like there's so many different positions. Like there's gonna be a good prospect somewhere for us.
Yeah. And so also I think just guys are more sure things. Like, a guy might not be the generational talent that you thought he was, but he's still going to be a good player, like a very good player for you, most likely. If you're picking him in the top 10.
Yeah. And it's
because there's so many positions too.
It often happens sooner as well.
Yeah. You put a rookie on your O-line and he was like the best left tackle in the draft, start him right away. He's probably going to be the best tackle on your team.
Well, dude, I mean, you draft. I mean, if we're talking about the Raiders right now, right? You take Ginty with the 8th pick or whatever it was. The O line sucks, but the kid is electric. He's carrying a load right away. You don't have a ton of You don't have a ton of guys getting drafted in the NBA as like the number 2 pick where they come in right away. It's like, okay, the offense runs through this guy now. Like that is way more rare.
Tell Jason Kidd that.
Well, that's what we mean. We'll get to that later too.
Surprised it didn't work.
We'll get to that. I want to get to some Mavs talk later. I do want to pop over to chat really quick. We have a chat in the live stream for those listening. The chat in the live stream is from Z-Ham, and it's, as a Jets fan, the losses are great after like week 4 and knowing we're just bad and the season is over. My Super Bowl is in April. The draft is the best night of the year every year. So I guess a Jets fan would essentially have a maybe the best out of any
perspective. I would say for sure.
The Raiders and the Browns and the Jets probably have, of any fan base, probably have the best perspective on like, would you rather be the Steelers or the Jets? Yeah, I guess if your team's gonna suck at some point, you're gonna lose anyway. I guess I'd rather have the excitement of a good pick, is what we're getting at.
Yeah, I mean, and I think we're both fans of teams that haven't been bad in over 5 years. Yeah. So like, I haven't been on Tankathon in a long time.
Me too. Yeah, me either.
It's been a while.
Yeah, me either.
But some people are going, some people are going on Tankathon like week 3. Like their season is, they're like, well, I guess here we go again. So like, okay, we're like, who else is 0-3? Who's on the draft board? Who do we think we could end up with? I'm like, that's tough. But we're not shaming. No shame here.
No. Honestly, respect for sticking with your team. Respect for staying with the Jets. Yeah. After, this long.
Anyone who's just switched teams like as an adult because their team was bad, I don't respect you. I don't think that you should be allowed to say you're a fan of any team, personally. There's a difference between like, I moved to a new city and I just kind of got on board with the hometown team. Cool.
Okay.
Your team still better be number 1, or I just don't think you're that big of a fan. Truly.
What's the
age of innocence?
Well, there's sort of like an age cutoff where that's acceptable, or is it also maybe like how long you've been a fan of the team that it lets. So for instance, I saw a post the other day on Instagram, and it was from a kid who's in like high school. I think he was like 16 or something like that. And he's not like a creator or anything, but the post blew up. It has like a couple 10,000 likes or something like that. When I found it, it was at like 9,000 likes. I assumed it kept going up after that. He was a Clippers fan that posted like a carousel Instagram post of all of his like growing up in like Clippers jerseys and stuff. And the post was, hey, I've been a Clippers fan my entire life. I love LA sports. I really wanted this team to be good. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it with the way they've managed this team. I'm over it. They've disrespected our like greatest players, the guys that made me fall in love with this sport and this team, Chris Paul and Blake Griffin. They've disrespected these guys for too long. And I am switching over to being a Lakers fan. I commented on the video and I said, welcome to the purple and gold, brother. First of all, with a purple and gold heart. And then And then, Slim Dookie, guess who else commented on that post?
Who?
Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin commented on that post, and he said, "I don't blame you." Blake Griffin basically supported the kid leaving the Clippers and becoming a Lakers fan. Blake Griffin is probably the most famous, outside of Chris Paul, the most famous Clipper of all time.
Yeah.
If he feels disrespected enough to go on a fan's page that like isn't a famous person, has barely that many views, like relatively, and say like, yeah, I get that. I think that's saying something. I don't know. Your thoughts on that, Slim Dookie?
To be a sports fan is to suffer. Because suffering makes the triumph so much better. I guarantee you, if the Lakers win a championship that year or this year, that kid will feel nothing. He will feel like, oh, cool, my team won. No, they didn't. Your team is wearing red, white, and blue, Chief.
Wow.
I stand by that, man. Like, look, if you're in high school and you're just like, yeah, I never really had a team. This is where I grew up, but I just kind of wanted to pick a team. Pick a team. If you pick a team that's really good, I'll think a little bit less of you. I think you're insecure about some things. However, it's okay, because guess what? In 5 years, when you're in college and you're an adult, they'll probably be bad. And you're not allowed to jump ship then. Not allowed. Can't do it.
Interesting. Okay. I think, man, I guess I'm going to take a little bit of a different perspective on this. I think I'm going to disagree with you on this. I think if your team, well, I do think that I agree with you that like part of being a sports fan is you do have to suffer sometimes, and that I fully agree. It does make the winning sweeter when it happens. But there is something to be said about like if an ownership group is just like locked in, refuses to give up the team, and they just continue running the team into the dirt. I do think at some point, like, malpractice deserves consequence. No. And if the consequence to bad ownership for like decades, and you're treating your players improperly and you don't give your fans anything to root for, dude, if you spend 10 years rooting for a team and they've given you nothing to care about, I do think you are within your rights to be like, I can't keep pouring myself into this team and like rooting for them. They're disrespecting me, the fan.
Within your rights, sure, but I don't respect you.
Why?
I don't respect you.
I don't get that.
Because you don't pull for a team because you're supposed to get something out of it. You pull for the team because that's your team. You pull for the team because that's the first team that you fell in love with. That's why you pull for the team. It doesn't matter what stage of life it was. If you fell in love with that team, that's your team. For most people, it's the city they grew up in or the closest city with a pro sports team. Like think about this. Imagine how a Washington Commanders fan felt when what was his name?
Alex Smith.
Schneider. Dan.
Oh, yeah.
The guy who owned the Commanders.
Yeah.
This would have been a great clip. I screwed it. But
you started over and just said a guy who owned the Commander.
Oh, hold on. Redskins former owner.
Whoa.
He was the owner of the Redskins. He never owned actually maybe he did own the Commanders. Dan Snyder.
Yes.
Imagine how good it must have felt as a Washington Commanders fan to wake up and get the ESPN alert on your phone that says Dan Snyder has sold the Commanders. Must have felt great. But my point is like, you don't like, if you really want to protest, don't buy merch. Watch the games on Stream East so they don't get any revenue. Don't go to games. Support, like, if you love the team, it shouldn't matter. You can be frustrated. I'm very frustrated with the state of the Dallas Mavericks right now. Very frustrated. I wouldn't ever dream of being like, oh, I'm just a blah, blah, blah fan now. I would never dream of it.
Well, yeah, but you also haven't, that's not like, you guys have won a championship. You've had historically good players. You just got the number one pick. Yeah, that's
yeah,
like, some people get.
But dude, you know how many Mavericks fans just jumped ship?
Well, okay, but
so many.
I agree with you. Okay, I agree with you on this Mavericks point. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say being a Mavericks fan it's ready to jump ship. I'm talking about if you're a Browns fan bro, if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, they've given you nothing.
It's not about what they're giving you. It's your team.
It is.
It's family.
I want to enjoy watching my team play. What's the point? How masochist to just be like, I guess I just spend the rest of my days just hating the sport.
To be fair,
like
when my team is bad, I can watch other teams play and be like, this is fun. I like this team. I hope they win. They're not my team.
Sure.
You know, I can still watch my team and be like, they suck. It's frustrating, but it's not like, here's a hot take. If you care enough about a sport to switch teams when your team has been bad for a while, I think you're putting a little too much into how you let the outcome of these games affect your life. Because I am down with being a diehard sports fan, but if you're upset for a few days after your team loses on Sunday or Saturday, you have an issue. I love sports. I get angry. I yell at my TV. I jump up in the air. I stand during the second half a lot. But when it's over, it's over. You know? And this is getting really deep, which I love it. I like this. I like this conversation.
I do too.
Like, if you're like, this is affecting my life so negatively that I have to make a big switch, like you're too deep, man. You care too much.
But is it?
You can still watch the sport.
Okay.
You know, like if you want to switch, you're like, because your team is bad, I think you need a win somewhere in your life that you can't handle this anymore, and that's an area that you need to address elsewhere. Chief.
I don't disagree with that.
Thank you.
But if you okay, I'm going to get philosophical with you for a second. You ready for this?
Yeah.
In your statement now, you both implied that sports aren't that deep, and then also implied that switching teams would be a big switch in your life. So there's sort of a juxtaposition there in your logic behind how much someone should care about a sports team. To say that it's a big life switch with bigger implications to jump ship on a team.
I think it says more about what's going on elsewhere in your life than it being a big switch. I don't know if I don't want it to be misunderstood of what I meant by
I'm nitpicking language switch. For the sake of it's semantics a little bit. I get that, but I wanted to know what you meant by that.
You're congressing me right now.
No, that's not true.
Is it true that you said?
No, that's not true at all. I'm not congressing you at all. I simply noted the usage of your language, and wanted to further understand what you meant by that, which is really Plato and Socrates level shit. If you ask me,
who's who? Who's Plato and who's Socrates?
I think I'm Socrates.
Who did more lewd things? Probably the one you are.
I want to read.
We got some good chats. Here. We'll get to it.
Can we read?
Is that what you were going to do?
I was going to say I want to read these chats because we have a guy in chat. I was saying too,
man. This is a good one. You got
it. So dude, I want to read this chat because this is from Zham, who commented earlier. Well, is a Jets fan, and I would argue this is a good perspective to have because the Jets have been bad for a long time, and this
Jets
is a team
probably the team that, like, when I think of. I respect fans the most that are still like that have been Jets fans their whole lives and are maybe in their 30s or 40s now. I'm like, yeah, you guys, you've been through it, but go ahead.
It'd be like just quickly if we had to hit some of the teams, it'd be like Jets, Browns, Wizards, Hornets. Like those are the first four teams. Pelicans. Yeah, that's probably those are the first
White Sox for baseball.
Yeah,
for
White Sox,
sure.
Angels. I'm an Angels
Mets,
fan. I have some perspective
Angels,
on
Mets.
This. But the Angels were also good like in the early 2000s, so it's hard. Yeah, Mets. Mets were good recently. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, and for reference, Zham is 30, the Jets fan. Growing up, my family didn't watch football, and I remember the Patriots playing the Panthers in the Super Bowl. So I said, I'm a Patriots fan. I never really watched any games. Then had a friend move to my school who was a Packers fan, so I decided to be a Packers fan, but still never watched games. When Brett Favre got traded to the Jets, I finally decided to really do my own thing and follow him. And to be a Jets fan, to follow him and be a Jets fan. Worst decision of my life, but I physically can't quit on them. I can't get down with a ship jumper, even though I've threatened it many, many times. So this is actually a very good case study for what we're talking about right now because you were young. You were young when you were deciding your team, and you had sort of outside influence, and then you decided, no, I'm getting into my adult life here. I am going to pick a team and stick with them. I'm going to follow the Jets. And you regret it, but you stick with them. This is a good take to have. Underneath this is a comment from Thickums, which is funny to say in a serious context right now. Anthony's a buddy of mine. Sorry, I didn't mean to expose your real government first name there, Thickums.
Whoa.
I agree with Slim Dookie here. As a diehard Angels fan who has the worst ownership in sports, I want to be a Dodgers fan so bad, but my heart won't let me do it. I can't root for another team. I agree with Thickums on this. I am also a lifelong Angels fan. Granted, I don't really follow baseball as much, but I have also dealt with the headache of having arguably the worst ownership in sports with the Angels. Like truly, you have to remember with the Angels, we've had 2 generational talents walk through the doors and we did nothing with it. Nothing with it. Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani were on the team at the exact same time. A smaller market team, really, because they're Anaheim. They say Los Angeles, but it's an Orange County-based team. Had 2 generational prospects walk through the door and they did fuck all with it. And then let Shohei walk for nothing. I'll be honest. It did come a point where I was like, maybe I'm just going to become a Dodgers fan. Maybe I just will, because this is so unbelievably malpractice, so bad for viewers. It's so bad for the fans. We have nothing to root for. They have continued time and time again to blow it. I have wanted to, and I haven't done it yet. But here's my caveat to this. In 10 years, in a decade from now, if we're tiptoeing into 2040 and the Angels have done nothing, like they are bottom of the barrel, haven't had a season over 500 in forever, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about they've won a championship. I'm not talking about if they even just have a season over, if they just get to the playoffs. I'm talking about that's all I need as a fan to be like, okay, I'm still in, fine. But I'm talking about if they are just time and time again the worst team in the league over and over and over again. A decade from now, I'm telling you right now, I will say this on record right now, I will no longer be an Angels fan. I'm not saying I'll jump to the Dodgers. I'll figure out a new team.
Siri, set alarm for 2040, please.
For 2040. If by 2040 the Angels haven't even sniffed the play, they haven't come close to the playoffs, they haven't made a playoff, they haven't made it to the playoffs, I will jump ship. And actually, I don't think that the viewership of me as a fan from other fans of other teams should be like, I lose respect for that, or like I can't get with that. I think that is completely reasonable to say this ownership has given me nothing to care about, and they continue to drive something that I love into the ground. I can't keep doing this. That's a toxic relationship. That's a toxic relationship. You can't keep enabling.
Look,
you're
an
enabler.
You can take your fancy therapy words.
You're an enabler.
Here's the way I view my teams.
Okay.
It's family. My family, look, if my siblings, they don't, I have a fantastic family. I thank God for my family every single day. They're great. But if they screwed me over and over and over and over again, I would still love them. They're family. It's like, dude, look, maybe I'm not going to let you borrow money anymore. I'm not speaking from real experience or anything. But I'm not going to let you borrow my money anymore, but I still love you and I'm still going to be there for you. You know, I can't let you affect me anymore. But, you know, if I'm watching you fight another guy, I'm still going to root for you, I guess. I don't know. But like, that's the way I see it, is like, dude, you pick your team. And I want to go back to Zham here. He said, I can't get down with a ship jumper, even though I've threatened him many times. But he just said, worst decision of my life, but I physically can't quit them. It's like, that's the way it should be. Because guess what? You're a Jets fan. It sucks right now. You had hope with Rodgers. It didn't work out. You get Justin Fields. You kind of, there's a little bit of a hubbub in the preseason about like, hey, this offense with Justin Fields, and they go out and they play a pretty good game against the Steelers, but they lose. It's downhill from there. But just imagine one day, the clock is winding down to 0. You got Arch Manning in victory formation, wearing the Jets green, man. Like, think about it. I got chills right now, man. I got some goosebumps.
Okay.
It would be incredible.
It is. It's sweet. I agree with you. But you have to remember, I'm talking about like a nuanced take on this. Mendoza.
All caps.
There was a comment from chat.
I got ZM fired up.
ZM said Mendoza.
So he doesn't want Arch and Green, whatever.
I agree with you that you do have to stick with it. I'm not saying don't stick with it. There's a nuance to what I'm saying.
Give up eventually is what you're saying.
There's a nuance to what I'm saying. I'm saying if they give you nothing for decades, which is different, because what I'm saying is like even if they just have like a season above 500, even if they're just like if they're in the running for the playoffs, if they're like, oh, we got 2 games left here and they might make the playoffs, that's something. That's fine. That's fine. So I'm not saying just because your team is not winning the championship or not winning it. I'm just simply talking about if your team is like bottom 2 for multiple decades and the ownership refuses to do anything about it, I do think there does come a time. And I think to use your example of like if a sibling did this to you, right? Because I think that's a really good way to put that. I love my sister dearly. She's great. She would never do anything like this. But I'm just saying in a hypothetical, if my sister for like 2 decades really just kept going down the wrong path and I kept trying to help and I kept doing everything in my power, I can still love her and not support or enable that behavior.
For sure.
You could still from afar be like, man, I hope the Angels turn it around sometime, but I can't keep being a part of this, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I refuse to do it.
I have some nuance here, and you can throw logical fallacy at me, but I do truly believe this.
Okay.
If your team being so bad that it makes you not like them, and that doesn't just kind of turn you off from the sport, like not like to where you're like, I can't pick another team. I don't care anymore. I still will watch maybe. But like if that doesn't just turn you off to having a team, then I don't think you're a real fan.
So
I think it's a self-fulfilling prophecy in a sense of like, and maybe that's not the greatest way to do it. I think maybe this is more of a Schrodinger's cat. It's like if you do jump ship, you were never a fan. If you were like, this is my team, and then I left because they were bad for a decade, it's like you were never a fan.
Yeah, I could understand that. It's a good point. I'm not going to call logical fallacy because I do think there's something to be said there. I don't think that's a bad point at all. I think it's a good point. I don't really have anything to refute that with. I think you might be right. You might be right. Maybe the version of like if you give up on a team, I suppose you have to give up on the sport entirely and just be like, I guess I'm just a neutral viewer from now on.
That's my take. And look, if people do it, I'm going to have my opinions. Like,
sure.
I don't care. I think that honestly, like, and this might piss off some people. I think if you're a fan of a player, especially in the NBA, and you just follow that player around, I think you're kind of a loser.
Yeah.
I think you're a loser. Like, I think it's, that's a very broad statement. There's a lot of kids that are just like, oh, I just like this player. It's like, you like him because he's good and everywhere he goes, he wins. That's why you like the player, not the team. Because you're afraid of having this thing in your life, not be this thing you can just continuously go to for dopamine and serotonin.
I agree with you actually I actually really do agree that you should support a team and not player. I do agree with that. You can love players and really I love Jalen Brunson. I love Jokic. I root for their success on an individual basis. But when they play the Lakers, team? I want them to lose.
Yeah.
That's just straight up. There is a pecking order to how much I care about teams. But I just think I think and maybe 2 things can be true here. We might both be right to some capacity. There's also, this isn't like really a right or wrong situation. It's just like our perspective.
It's just opinions. But this is what the Greeks just dreamed about. Is 2 fellas just thousands of miles away, just conversing.
We truly are
they would have killed for this. This conversation would have taken them decades of just writing letters and sending a pigeon.
Pigeons back and forth.
Yeah.
Crows. No, I think most people in the chat are agreeing with you here on like, if you're going to have to jump ship, you should just have to give up the sport or whatever. I'm fine with being in the minority on this take. That's okay. I understand that. And Zham, who is the Jets fan that we've been talking with here, says if you officially jump ship and then in your lifetime the team wins a championship, what does your heart and or brain say? And this is a really interesting thought to have here, because my gut reaction here, just reading this question, is I go, if I gave up on the Angels in 2040 and then in 2060 they turned it around and they won the championship, I would be devastated, because I'd be like, I can't really celebrate that. I should have stuck with it. So that's a good point. That is a good point. And again, I want to provide the context of, it would take a lot for me to get to the point of like legitimately jumping ship. So we are talking about decades worth of never, ever even coming close to the playoffs. So that's like a rare situation. I don't know how many teams let me
only
put it
team
this
that comes close is the White Sox, bro. The White Sox have been so bad for so long.
Genuinely, that's what I'm saying here is like, I don't even know, like, I actually do agree with everything that you've said, and I do agree with everything you guys are saying, because in my very specific circumstance here, I actually don't know that it's even happened. Do you know what I mean?
And you know what, Connor? I don't know you like super, super, super well.
Sure,
but I feel like we've talked enough to where I know who you are.
Yeah.
I don't think you wouldn't do it. You would just be like, damn it, dude, I'm not going anywhere.
I wouldn't. You're right. I wouldn't. I'm with Anthony. I couldn't possibly. I thought about it. I was like, should I just become a Dodgers?
Like, just dude in you,
Resolve.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a little too much guy, a little too much dude, a little too much male.
I think you're right. And here's again, to provide some more nuance here. I would never. I agree with you. I would never.
It's just we've been talking about this for like 30 minutes. This is fantastic.
It's a really good. Honestly, I think this is a really interesting topic.
I think so too.
The last thing we can say on this, and we can kind of move on here, and you can have your piece at the end here too. But like the last thing I'll say about this,
I've said what I need to say.
I agree.
No, like, seriously. I think
no. I know it's just phrased like an intervention. I've said right.
That's really. I think you've done a great job of summing up my point and your own as well. So
thanks.
Please.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like see like here's what you're saying. But
no, you hit the nail on the head. I'd correct you if you didn't.
Totally. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I respect you for that. And the long and the short of this topic is I would personally never do it, even if I had all the reason in the world to. I also think that the situation is rare, and we probably have only seen it in a handful of franchises. Like honestly, I'm thinking like Browns, White Sox maybe are the two that come to mind that have the best case for it, where they've like never even come close to a playoff game in the last whatever. And I don't even know if that's true off the top of my head. I'm just saying, my only point is, if in this rare circumstance we had decades worth of malpractice here, that to the extent that I'm talking about, to the degree that I'm talking about, I would not lose respect for a fan if they jumped ship. But I'm not saying that I'm not saying they should do it. I'm not saying it's something that I encourage, and I'm not saying it's something that I would do. That's the final sort of nuance I'll provide to my take. And we'll go the last comment here. Is that what you're about to read?
Yeah. Well, and I was even just going to say, like, oh my gosh, you hear those sirens?
I do.
Coming for me, man.
Yeah.
They heard I'm just spitting facts. They're like, this is too much truth for the people.
That's the fire department coming, because we've been spitting so much heat.
Some hot takes, baby.
These takes are so damn hot.
Yeah. I mean, this is a fantastic discussion. I might
I really like
this,
this, actually.
30 minutes for YouTube, bro, and just post it as a separate clip.
Dude, honestly, you should. Yeah, you should.
But
were you
I
going
wanted
to read
to say
the last
real
couple
quick.
comments here?
Yeah, I will do that. I just wanted to say real quick, I have so many friends. I went to school in Ohio. I have so many friends that are Browns fans, and they watch every single game every single Sunday. And I have seen games. I remember the first OBJ year in Cleveland. They get OBJ. They get Jarvis Landry too. They look good. Like,
yeah,
everyone's talking about them in the preseason, like America's new team. And I'm like, hey man, I'll pull for the Browns this year. Not obviously more than the Bills, but I'm like, totally. I'm on it. I'm on the wagon. I watched them play the Titans in week 1. I watched Derrick Henry run for like 90 yards in 2 drives. And I watched my buddy go like with his Jarvis Landry jersey, silently walk upstairs, take it off, and then just come back downstairs without the jersey and sit back down and watch the rest of the game without saying a word. And if I asked him, why are you still a Browns fan? He would just be like, it's my team.
Yeah.
But
That's the way it should
but
be.
Go ahead.
That is. That is the way it should be. You should stick with them through thick and thin. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. Yeah.
No, anyway. You're good. He said, Zham said, I understand and respect Willie's opinion, but I don't think you have the actual ability to do it. Coming from someone who hasn't watched a playoff team in literally almost half my life. Yeah, it's tough too. The longest playoff drought in sports is the Jets at 14 years. When's the last time the White Sox were in the playoffs, dude?
Yeah.
I know I keep going White Sox, but like they've been really bad for a long time.
Yeah, they have been. So I would say in this circumstance, like Zham, I agree. You shouldn't jump ship on the Jets right now. Like you shouldn't. I agree with that. I'm saying if in 20 years you were still saying that, if in 20 years you said the Jets have the longest playoff drought at 24 or at 34 years, which is like, I'm saying this is like a rare instance. Like I don't know if this would ever even happen, but I'm just saying if that were to be the case, Zham, I would be like, hey man, I get it if you're just like not a Jets fan anymore. That's all I'm saying. Anyway,
I would say don't do it. I would say that's your team.
Fair. I would agree.
And you're a man. And if you gotta hit yourself in the head with a hammer to snap yourself out of it, you better do it.
I agree. I would also tell you not to do it, but I would understand if you did, and it wouldn't make me respect you any less. Anyway,
I would look at you different.
And Slim Duke, would look at you differently. And that's okay. And weird. I mean, honestly, as we're talking about this stuff, like the last kind of thing we'll mention. Sorry, wow!
Put the chat up on screen. Jacob said Angels have the longest playoff drought in the Major League Baseball. By the way, it's longer than the White Sox.
And I'm an Angels fan, so I kind of do have some perspective on this.
Yeah.
And honestly, like as we're kind of talking about this kind of just naturally, I didn't have like a funny segue for this, but it did kind of naturally bleed into like the last thing I wanted to talk about with the NFL before we move on to the NBA here, because I do want to get on the NBA, is we were talking about pre-show, talking about the Panthers are above 500 right now. And that's a team that's been hurting for a long time, you know? I don't know that they've found their guy, but they're at least playing winning football. So like, that's all it takes. That's all it takes is you have a winning season. You know, that's something to keep the fans in there. Dude, you look at the Titans, huh?
Yeah, I was going to say, dude, forgive me. I forgot to turn my AC on, and it got warm here.
Please.
I think it might be 80 degrees, and I thought I could wait it out, but I am just sweating.
Dog.
So I'm so sorry.
Hit your AC. I'll just finish my rant here on this.
Please do.
The NBA when
Please
you get back.
do. Please do. I'm so sorry. I have to.
No, please. You're good. So we were talking about this pre-show, but like, I think out of this draft, Cam Ward has been probably, in my opinion, I'm high on Cam Ward. I actually think this kid's going to be good. I think he gives the Titans some hope, at least, just something, just enough hope to like just enough hope to make us care a little. So even if that means just like we got an electric prospect in Cam Ward, you know. I think Shuck has been fun for the Saints. The last thing I wanted to touch on here in the NFL is like this QB draft class, because it was a pretty contentious and weird draft class. Cam Ward, Shuck, and I think Shedeur has looked good enough to be like, yeah, he'll probably start. I don't think he's going to be like a Super Bowl level guy. Like I don't think if we want to, hey, let's use the Goffometer here. None of these rookies have passed the Goffometer in my opinion yet.
Yeah,
but if there's a guy that gets there, if I had to believe in one of them, I would say at the moment my bet would be on Cam Ward to pass the Goffometer. My next highest vote would definitely be Shuck. And then I would say Shedeur would be third there.
Thickums makes a good point. I'd put Dart over Shedeur right now. Shedeur, when it's clean and everything is pretty for him, he looks good. He looks fine. He makes the throw. When things start to break down, he looks, and to be fair, the guy I'm about to bring up is playing very well, but he looks Caleb Williams like rookie year, panicked cat. And then he just gets sacked or he fumbles or he throws a pick.
I don't know.
I think he's been good. Don't get me wrong. I think he's been good, but the whole the second he looked like had any resemblance of a starting quarterback, everyone's like, we were right. Turns out he's a star. I'm like, pump the brakes here. He's solid. He's a solid. He has stretches where he looks like a solid quarterback, and he has stretches where he looks very bad. He's a rookie. It's to be expected, but let's not crown him as like turns out the Browns were like just trying to ruin his career and he's actually so good. It's like, no. Like if you think that, you don't watch games. Sorry.
I agree. He's not at that level yet. I think that I can see that. I think Dart and Shedeur are about the same right now, in my opinion.
That's fair. It's a bit of a toss-up, but we have more of a sample size with Dart.
Yeah. I agree with you on everything you just said about Shedeur. I think I'm big on like credit where credit is due. Like you said, when the pocket's clean, when the game is kind of sort of coming to him, he's kind of dealing. I don't think you should punish guys for just like, they took their opportunity, they did well with it. So that's where I go like, look, Shedeur has shown that when he's given good opportunity, he does pretty well with it. There's room to grow there. Does that make sense? Like that's when you start with a quarterback, the base level thing you want to see is like, hey, when this guy was given opportunity with like a clean pocket or the defense just wasn't good enough, whatever, he's been able to go out there and deal a little bit. That's a good place to start at least. Do you know what I mean? Like, at least he can do that. Now, does that mean he's going to be a great quarterback? I don't know. Probably not. But like, I could see a world where like when he's 30, he's improved. He's caught up to the speed of the NFL. So when the pocket does collapse, he's able to process a little bit better. I could see a world where he sort of has like a Geno Smith thing where like maybe he bounces
see him
around.
Figuring it out next year. Like
totally. I could see that too.
Especially if he stays in Cleveland. If Stefanski doesn't go anywhere, I think Stefanski is an incredible head coach. I mean, Browns fans might have something to say about that this year, especially all my friends after the Bills-Browns game. They were just like, he did the same double reverse 3 times in one game. And it's probably the 15th time he's done it this year. Like, either way, I think that Stefanski is good at getting quarterbacks to where they need to be. You know, is he anything more than that? I don't know. I don't pay that close enough attention, but I know that he took the Browns to the playoffs for the first time in like 20 years, something like that. But either way, before, and I don't want to end this discussion here, but I have to ask you, would you rather let's say you have 3 games left in the season. You need to win one of them for your team to make the playoffs. You're an underdog in all 3 games. Would you rather have Phillip Rivers or Shedeur Sanders as your quarterback? The fact that you're thinking is so disrespectful.
No.
It's so incredibly, it is.
It's not disrespectful to either of them.
It is so disrespectful to one of them. Oh, dude. The ball knowers are going to tear you apart, dude.
Probably Phillip Rivers.
Thank you. Oh, my gosh.
Because like if we're talking about like you just are an underdog and you just need 1 win out of 3 games, it's like I at least know that Phillip Rivers could like game manage us into like a shitty win.
Yeah,
that's my take there. Is like,
or if he could just go out there and fucking deal too. That could happen.
Clock manage his way into like, we ran the ball a ton.
I'm sorry for doing this to you. This is my favorite bit: is that you hate Phillip Rivers. It is my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, but I will say we have a comment in the chat that I want to touch on. Thickum said Shedeur can at least throw the ball more than 40 yards downfield. I agree with that, bro. Phillip Rivers could not throw a deep ball, and that did hurt.
Never throw a deep ball. And he's taking teams to the playoffs.
Yes, he could.
Phillip Rivers, his
with the Chargers,
quintessential flaw was he did not have a big arm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but like, but the deep ball looked better than it did now.
Oh yeah,
you can't deny that. Obviously,
hey, that's what I'm saying. He threw it like 26 yards to Alec Pierce in the back of the end zone, and that was a dot.
I agree. You wouldn't win pretty. If you had to go get one ugly underdog win, I would bet on experience and like game management over. Yeah, just like younger legs, definitely. Yeah.
I just wanted to feed into the bit more, and then you hesitated. I was like, I wanted you to say Shedeur so I could yell at you, but your hesitation was enough for me to get out of it what I wanted.
I had to think about it. It was a decent question. Speaking of decent questions,
I
don't know. That's a segue. Was that good enough?
Hey, working with what you got, man.
Was that a good enough segue? Just speaking of good questions.
Hey, dude, comedy comes in 3s. That's all I got.
True. So true. Hold on, I got my hat fell for a second and my hair was sticking out weird. Now I got to adjust it so I don't look bald. There we go. You never look bald.
Give yourself some credit. Sorry.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I probably will. I just want you to know I probably will go bald at some point. I just want to.
But you won't look bald. Clear.
Okay. It'll look like
you got the energy of a guy with hair. All right. No matter what's on top of the dome, you got hair guy energy. Okay, it's radiating off of you right now.
Honestly, I'll take that. I'm fine with that. I can live with that. Who, in your opinion, has the best shot at beating the Oklahoma City Thunder in a 7-game series?
Oh, that's a good question. It's a very good question. So we're doing a little
right now. They're the favorite. I just
talk here. Yeah.
What's that?
No, I like framing it this way rather than just like who's a contender, because obviously the Thunder are at the top of the pecking order here.
They're easily the team to beat. Yes.
Give me. I thought I had this tab up because I had a list here.
What are you looking at? Your list of contenders?
No, my list of just NBA teams, because that's I think best that way.
So I can give you the top teams in terms of standings right now.
I got it pulled up. I pulled it up now.
Okay, go ahead.
And so let's just start with the West. Who can stack up to this Thunder team, which people are saying that they might take them over the 16-17 Warriors. There's talks
of best team of the last couple decades here. Best team. There's talk of like possibly one of the best teams of all time so far.
Yeah,
I think he's getting ahead of ourselves, but
if you ask anyone with a brain, the 16-17 Warriors are the best basketball team of all time. Aside from Olympic teams, yada yada, whatever. But go one spot down, and I think the San Antonio Spurs could give the Thunder legit problems. They did give them problems.
Really?
Because, man, I just think Wemby is such a unique problem for teams to deal with. And
hot take.
Yeah, but I'm parlaying this into something, I swear. I'm getting there.
I'm just being a dick.
You're good. Wemby's weird and good. Nice.
I'll take a 7'5" superhuman that can handle the ball like a guard, shoot threes, and block, a layup from the 3-point line.
Kind of hard to defend.
It's hard to deal with.
But I guess my point was the Thunder are definitely less equipped, more so less equipped than a lot of teams are. And that's a thinking of like who can like meeting force with force, because a lot of teams are guarding him right now of like, we're going to put a forward on him, whether it's the 3 or the 4, and we're just going to put our center on the guy we're least worried about beating us from deep. So the Suns have done a fantastic job of this, and they're just a good defensive team this year in general. I believe it's Jordan Ott. It's something Ott. I think it's Jordan Ott is their new head coach. He has done a fantastic job defensively. I think you're going to see, and we've already seen a lot of copycat of that thus far. But I think that you do still have to have an initial force to meet him with for when the shot clock gets to 7 and guys hit the corners and it goes 1-4 flat and you got Wemby up top and he's just going to get a bucket, or he gets on the low block and everything else clears out. Those possessions mean something. And if you can't, at least meet him one-on-one with a little bit of resistance, then it's going to be a long night for you. And the Thunder are going to be great help-wise, but I mean, who are they putting on him in the first place? They have a lot of little guards and they have a lot of like forwards that aren't exactly forwards. Like, is Alex Caruso a forward? Is Lou Dort a forward?
I will say, I do feel like the Thunder's weakness is that they kind of have a wide disparity between like Hartenstein and Chet, and then like the next biggest guy.
Yeah, it's Jalen Williams. It's J Will, as they call him, to differentiate from J Dub.
And he's really kind of like a bench guy. Like he's not really
a center. He's listed as a center. He's 6'8". He does his job well. He's a great small ball 5. He spaces the floor. He rebounds the basketball. He protects the rim in his own way without blocking a ton of shots. And also, that's the perfect team to play small with, is having a bunch of very quick, hive mind-esque guards on the defensive end at least. But you're right. Between Chet and Hartenstein and then the next guy is tough. You can't play J Will on the floor with those other guys too. He has to be the 5, maybe the 4 next to like Chet. But I think we saw it in the NBA Cup semi as well. Is like they put Caruso on him, and Wemby like he kind of dominated that matchup when it came down to it. He made some great shots, and Caruso made good plays too. But essentially, he cooked him.
I know the fit isn't perfect, but in my opinion, it does bolster the case for like Giannis to the Spurs would be so dangerous.
I hate it. I'm sorry. I do hate it.
I know you hate it, but I'm just saying like it just would be impossible to deal with.
It would be fun.
And
we're talking about like fun.
We're talking about a team that like some people are putting in conversations with what we're calling the best team of all time. And it feels to me like, well, yeah, that combination of guys, I don't think they would know what to do with. I don't think they'd have an answer for it.
It's a very fun concept because like, dude, I just picture Giannis Wemby pick and roll. Wemby coming off the screen or Giannis coming off the screen. It would be very Boogie and AD in New Orleans.
Yeah, but
and that was a fun squad. I'm rooting. You know what? I said I don't like it. I said I hate it. I'm gonna flip. Flip. I'm here for it.
Yes,
I want to see it happen.
Got him. Yes,
I want to see it happen. Yeah, I'm on the fun train. Fun Nick is here.
Yes, let's go.
The cat's away and the mice will play. All right.
Hell yes, I love that. That's what I like to see. That's what I want right there. I want a team that you just go, you know what? It's fun. It's unique. It's fun. And who knows? Maybe it'll. Hey,
you get to play with them in 2K.
That Boogie AD Pelicans team was like legitimately a threat,
bro. They were nice.
Bro,
if you can turn injuries off,
dude, that team. I'm not kidding. That team fully healthy, I legitimately had a chance at the finals. Yeah, I'll die on that hill.
You know what hurts me about that squad is that I love Rajon Rondo. I think he is maybe the smartest basketball player of all time. Even though he blew up Mavericks playoff run when we were in a series with the Rockets, like playing pretty well, he just decided I'm done because he butted heads with Carlisle. But I do love him. However, I don't think he was the right fit to play with those guys in New Orleans because that's who was there. That's who was running the one. And essentially, and I still have so much respect for him because he essentially sat down Boogie and said, "Look, you can't try to go for 30 every night. It's just not going to work. There's too many mouths to feed here. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a step back, and I want you to be the point guard. I want you to go for 20, 20, and 15."
Yeah.
Like, and that's essentially what happened, and that's when they started playing their best ball.
Yeah.
Like, is when Rondo, and that's the way he tells the story. I'll take his word for it, but I'm sure there were some other factors. Either way, like that makes me like love Rajon Rondo that much more, even though if you got just a solid floor spacing point guard on that team, they would have been so good too.
Yeah. Rondo is in discussions for most underrated player of all time.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how much Rondo affected winning. Like, he's not a guy that, like, if you watched him go play pickup basketball, he's going one-on-one and hitting, like, crazy shots. Although, I'm sure he does. I'm not saying
against pickup guys, yeah. But if you're watching pickup against other NBA players,
yeah, like if it's NBA pickup dudes, it's not like he's going out there and it's like, holy shit, why is this dude? It's not like when people are watching, Jalen Green or something, or, some of these guys that aren't super affecting winning, but you go watch him play pickup against other NBA dudes.
Flashy.
This guy's unstoppable. How is he not scoring 45 points a game in the NBA? It's because it's a different game. And there's a lot of different variables when it's like the game gets serious in the NBA. But if we're talking about like serious, highest level basketball possible, Rajon Rondo truly affected winning in a way that is, S tier. Like, in a way that is like truly historically good, like Hall of Fame level good winning on effect, in my opinion.
Yeah, and we had a chat that said, "Am I that old that Rondo is considered underrated because Prime Rondo is goated?" No, you're not. There's nothing of that going on. However good the vast majority of the population thinks he is, I agree. I think he's better. I think the impact that a point guard can have on a game with a stat line of like 8, 7, and 5 is just it's only going to ever be understated.
Yeah.
I saw someone talking about Ryan Nembhard lately and showing his stat lines of like 4 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists. I'm like, he did what he was supposed to do. Like, if you watch him play, he only makes good decisions. And Rondo was, I mean, he was the Charizard of the Charmander, which is Ryan Nembhard right now. Not to say he'll get there. Maybe a bad analogy. But either way, point guards, they mean a lot more to the game than just about any other position on the floor. And Rondo did it in a way that was just, it was different. I went through a phase where I was watching a lot of old tape, and I watched a lot of old Rondo. Dude, he's just in half court. He's either constantly moving or he's hanging out in the dunker spot to just be that one extra, like, hey, make this play to me. I'll get to the paint and either find a way to score or hit someone on a cut. He was just,
you watch him and he has, like, Chris Paul does a lot of this too, but like they're basically a coach on the floor. They're directing traffic. They're pointing guys where they need to be. And it's in a way of like, they're like, I mean, LeBron does this too. LeBron's also one of the greatest processors of all time, but it's like watching a quarterback, like, read a defense pre-snap and then like call the play and just execute perfectly. But they were doing this just like again, because it's so much more fast paced, obviously, you know? So it was so fun to watch him, like, see how a defense is setting up and sort of what stunts they're running and like what sort of scheme they're doing to like stop the best guy on the floor or whatever. And just watch him. You could see him, like, you'll see him like scan the floor and be like, okay, here's what we need to do. And you'll see him just point out exactly what it is. And it's not even him that gets to like reep the benefit of it. It's like he's just out there to be a super. He's out there to be a supercomputer and be like, okay, let's just get you the ball here at the high post and then just flash to the other side. We're going to get a bucket here. You'll go back and watch old Rondo tape. It was like that all the time. Ray Allen was a beneficiary of so many Rajon Rondo plays that weren't just directly Rondo passing the ball to Ray Allen. You know what I mean? Like, Ray Allen made a career in Celtic green, getting plays run for him to get an open corner three because everyone knew it was coming. You know, everyone knows Ray Allen wants a corner three, you know? So it's like having Rondo out there to get to process that open was elite, man. It was good to watch.
And that's what happens when you're a ultra fast processor, but you're not a high gravity player. The numbers don't always show up because you're making a pass that puts the pressure on the defense that creates the next pass that creates the bucket a lot of times.
Yeah.
Back to we got to get back on track here.
Yes, please.
With contender talk.
I was going to give my contender.
Oh, go ahead. Let it rip.
I think the best
just
shot.
Lockstep, man. Golly.
I know. God, we're good.
On it.
God, we're good. I think the team that has the best chance against the Thunder is the Nuggets. And it's not to just be like layup take. Well, Jokic is the best player in the league, so that's why. But like, it is hard to deny that when the hoops get serious and we're in a 7-game series, the Thunder can look great all they want with having all these guards, like you said, the hive mind defense, and they're hitting a ton of shots, and SGA is great again. That stuff is all great, but like, playoff basketball is different. And this Nuggets team last season was giving the Thunder problems, and Michael Porter Jr. had a shoulder that was like falling off his body. His back was jacked up. His shoulder wasn't right. And I'm not saying like, oh, that's the only reason or that's whatever. But I'm saying a completely healthy Nuggets team comes into a playoff series against the Oklahoma City Thunder. I would argue that if I had to pick anyone to go out and beat this Thunder team, I'd be like, it is Jokic in this current Nuggets team.
That's fair.
I think they have the right.
What happened in the playoffs last year? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No.
What were you saying?
No, I just wanted to add on to that of like, if you know, other than the Pacers, any team that there was no other team that took them to the limit more than the Nuggets did.
Absolutely. And by the way, the Pacers could have won the NBA Finals last year if Tyrese Haliburton does not go down at the beginning of that game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is not just like a big like. This isn't like, we're not talking like Justin Herbert hypothetical rings, right? We're not talking about like.
This is Game 7.
Crazy. We're talking about Game 7. The Pacers came out swinging, bro. Like it looked. You could tell. I remember sitting down to watch that game. I vividly remember. I go, the Pacers came out way, way better than the Thunder did. I was like, I actually think the Pacers are going to pull this game. I think they look like they're more ready for the moment right now. They look like they are meeting the moment. Huh?
I may have put down a bet.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm gonna bet on the team that when rubber meets road late in the fourth quarter, they're not relying on one guy.
Yeah.
That's like, and I could have been wrong. I could have been wrong, and I could have.
Yeah.
I would have just worn that and been like, it's maybe the one guy was better when it came down to it because he just goes to the line. Which I have to say, I'm not like Shea's just a foul baiter. No, he's incredible. We're
going to be on the same page about this. We're going to be on the same page. I know exactly.
He's
what
incredible.
Say it.
But I hate in the last few minutes of a game, he does it. He does do it, and it sucks. It makes the games not fun. That's my take.
No, you're 100% right. Two things can be true here, and I love the phrase "two things can be true" because like it applies to so many different things, and I think it helps stop like divisiveness.
Two things can be true.
No, that's actually very lost on this generation. People are so
lost.
The internet wants people to be so tribal about everything, right?
Yeah.
So it's either like you're a Thunder fan and a SGA fan, and you're like, nope, he doesn't foul bait, or it's like he is the Satan of basketball and he's ruining the sport. Guys, the two things can be true. Take here is like SGA is actually incredibly hard to guard. His ball handle, his timing, his rhythm, and his mid-range jumper, and like his ability to get by guys, and like just his ability to shoot such a high percentage of like off the dribble buckets. We are talking about like a world-class player. We're talking about like a guy who is historically incredibly efficient at getting the ball, dribbling past people, and scoring outside of fouls.
He's the best downhill player in the NBA.
Period. Absolutely.
He's the best down. He's better than Giannis getting downhill. I will say that without flinching.
Statistically, he shoots an incredible percentage of mid-range jumpers. Now, that being said, he does foul bait, and they do need to look at like the rules of what I don't think the offensive players should be able to hook a defensive player's arm and then shoot a jumper and go to the line. I just don't. I don't think that is a basketball move. I don't like it. I don't think it's good for the game. And I agree with you. When the going gets tough late in games, it does sort of become SGA just knows how to manipulate the rules and get to the line. And I will just say, as much as I think he is a special Hall of Fame future player, it isn't great for basketball. It's not fun to watch. And I actually do think they need to do something about it. I don't think it's good. It is. It's lame.
And here's the thing. Like when James Harden would do it in the playoffs, they just wouldn't call it. Mm-hmm. Like, where is this for Shea? And James Harden would do it all game. So they're just like, we're not doing this.
And it was
you're gonna ruin the ratings, whatever. When Shea does it in the last 5 minutes, no one's turning off the game. Everyone's just getting pissed and be like, well, I got to see how this ends.
Yeah, right. So, yeah.
But I do agree. And I mean, they do this BS every year with like, oh, we're looking at the rules. You can no longer do these things. And then like halfway through the season, they just stop. Like they stop it. They stop calling those things because the players complain and they just acquiesce. They just give it. Just, oh yeah, you know what? Now you can get in front of a guy and stop and flail and throw the ball in the air and it's a foul. Even though it wasn't for the first 15 games. We call it an offensive foul. Or like, before you couldn't pump fake and then jump into the guy. You had to jump straight up and down. And if he still hits you, they just stopped doing that. They just stopped because they're cowards. It's the only league that's run by players. It's the only league that's run by players, and I think it's actually a bad thing. I'm going to go Colin Coward here. Bad thing that the league is run by players.
I kind of agree with you, honestly. And I by the way, I'm a very player forward guy. I am a very, very, very player forward. I am. No, I am. I'm very much like, no, pay these guys what they're worth. If the team's not paying you, if they're not winning games, you leave. Leave the team. Leave the franchise. The whole player movement thing, I actually agreed with to some extent. It's gotten a little bit out of hand. But I do feel like I tend to lean toward like siding with the players. I don't know, man. I think even a lot of the players are starting to get upset with this. I'll be honest. I think
there's not enough rules that favor the defense, dude. There's just not.
I think a lot of dudes around the league are starting to actually be like, nah, this is kind of bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. I was listening. I went to a taping of All the Smoke pod the other day with Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, and Kendrick Perkins was there. And they talked about, they said something that was kind of an old head take, but I actually kind of agreed with. They were like, nobody takes pride in being a defensive player anymore. Or maybe more so it was there's not a lot of young dudes in the league now that take pride in playing both ends. And I guess what they're trying to say there is like, there are guys who are like, they'll play defense. They'll play, but there's not a ton of dudes who are like, dude, I'll say it. I know this is like a dead horse take, but like,
rip it.
Kobe came out every game and was like, I want to lock up your best player. Now, there was a line where it was like in the playoffs, maybe they wouldn't do that because of usage and stuff. Like, it's not like that happened like 82 games and then the playoffs without fail. But I am saying, like, when shit got real in the fourth quarter and stuff, bro, Kobe was slap the floor. I'm fucking here. I'm locking your best player. Like, it was. And it's like, bro, I'm sorry, but like the LaMelo Balls of the world now, not that they're like anywhere near the same level, but this sort of like AAU product guy that plays in the league now, it really, I just don't feel that from them. I don't feel a lot of guys coming out and going out of their way to be like, I'm going to lock up the other team's best player. I see a chat here. We don't have to spend time on it. I just want to note it.
Go ahead.
The Crazy Churro guy says Kobe not even top 10. I just want you to know, and I'm not going to go into this because this will be like an hour-long discussion. I just want you to know that you actually don't know anything about basketball. If that's like really what you believe, if that's rage bait, congrats. That's funny, I guess. If that's not rage bait, I just want you to know I don't respect you, and you actually have zero ball knowledge. You actually you do not understand the sport at all to any capacity. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I think to get back to also like, let's get back to our contenders talk here. Let's circle back to the
guy. Thanks for the chat, man. Thanks for interacting.
Yeah. Thanks for the chat, man. Couldn't be dumber. To get back to the contender talk here. If I'm also like looking at a team that has some guys that like take pride in defense, like at least you've got like a Peyton Watson out there, like at least Cam Johnson,
PJ Washington, baby.
Yeah. Like you need these guys, but they've become sort of a specialist. And it's become like every contender needs their like 3-and-D specialist. And I'm like, dog, I want to see the star come out. Like Anthony Edwards, for all the BS, at least he comes out and is like, fuck you, I'm going to dunk on you. And I want to try to lock you up. Like, at least he has a little bit of that. I want to see more stars with that. That's what I wish the league would push, is like that. I want to see them push that type of guy. I don't want to see them push free throw line late in the game, you know?
So you're anti-Luka is what I'm hearing.
Honestly, genuinely.
The Laker fatigue is happening.
No.
The Laker fan fatigue.
I'm not fatigued with it. I knew this going into it. I understood. I understood what we were getting into when we signed up for this. I am bothered by Luka with his constant complaining and his lack of defensive ability. It does suck, but I knew that. I knew that coming into that. This is not a surprise to me. I knew this was going to be the case. I said, bro, if we go back to preseason, I was saying they need to trade Austin Reeves because you have to have a defensive-minded guard next to Luka, which I still
Marcus
don't
Smart, bro.
disagree with. Yeah.
To be fair, in the moment, I was like, good signing. You got something.
It's still a good signing.
It is.
But you do need locker room vets.
Let Dorian Finney-Smith walk so you can pay DeAndre Ayton insane.
No,
let Jackson Hayes be the starter and get another depth 5.
Disagree.
Okay, there were so many guys, bro. There were so many guys that you could have got to play the 5 in LA. So many guys.
Who?
Sign Brooke Lopez. Luke Cornett would be doing just as much as DeAndre Ayton is right now.
Hey, I like Luke Cornett. I would have loved Luke Cornett. I don't think he was ever a Laker.
Brooke
I think
Lopez,
he was always a Spur.
I'm going to redact 10% of that.
Brook Lopez sucks now. I don't care. He's awful. He's awful now. I don't care. That guy's in molasses. He walks around in cement.
Yelling. Fetty Wap's getting a little nervous. That's my cat for the listeners.
Okay, was there a couple guys that we could have used? Like, okay, Thickums in the chat just said Clint Capella. Sure, Clint Capella and Steven Adams both would have been great. We're not certain they didn't ever go after those guys. I think they did try to get those guys. I think the Rockets just gave them more. We don't know. We don't know that. Ayton is a serviceable center. Now, I would love for him to be like... Is it a
vast overpaying? I think
not at all.
It's a vast overpayment.
He's making like $8 million a year.
No, he's not. How long is the deal?
2 years. It's a player option next year.
Oh, I might be wrong. I might be so wrong. I thought they paid him big.
No, dude.
Oh, why am I misremembering this?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
We got him for
you're right.
cheap, bro.
You're right.
2 years, $60 million. That is a great
No, it's
signing.
not an overpayment. That is a great signing.
That's a great signing.
Hey.
Thank you.
Hand up.
Thank you.
Hand up.
Yes. Thank you. No, because I talked about this extensively.
They paid him so much?
I talked about this extensively with the Lakers offseason. We did what we could do with what was at our disposal. I really believe that. I think they probably kicked the tires on Clint Capella, Steven Adams, and Ayton. And I think of those three guys, Ayton is the best center of those three right now. I will agree with that. Now, do I think that Ayton would serve us best in sort of a Gafford Lively situation where they like are 1A, 1B, and they split time evenly? Yes. I don't think Ayton should be like your 25 minutes a game center. I don't think that. I don't think that he is that. But
yeah, golly, bro. I thought Capella was on a minimum. He's making like $7 million a year.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm saying that was a good trade. That was a good deal. I mean, that was a good signing. But what I want to get back to here is like with the Luka thing. I knew this going into it. I do think that Luka's effort defensively this year has been better than previous seasons. I do think he's giving effort. He's just not a good defender. And that's just, you have to sort of live with that. That's the modern era. As much as I want to be like, I want a Kobe type guy, as much as I would love that, you have to understand the era that we're in. There's not a ton of high usage dudes offensively that really lock in defensively. You told me to tell you if you finish that on pod that you have a problem.
Dude,
I'm not letting that slide. I'm not letting that slide. But realistically, if we're talking about truly two-way superstars. I'll get back. If we're talking about like truly two-way superstars, it was like Kawhi a couple years ago, but he isn't even really that anymore. Giannis, Wemby, who else? Ayton. I'm sorry.
Shea was presented to us by the propaganda media as a two-way superstar. I don't
think he's really a two-way superstar. He plays good enough defense.
I died on this hill in the finals, and Thunder fans were like victory lapping me, being like, "He won the finals. Now you have to admit you're wrong." Like, he didn't guard the ball ever. He never guarded. He sat in passing lanes. He gambled on passes. He reached around, like he let guys go by him and just tried to swipe the ball from behind him.
Yeah.
He's not a good on-ball defender. He's
a fine defender. He also doesn't have to be a good on-ball defender because the team is so good defensively.
No,
so he doesn't really have to.
Exactly.
But like if we're talking about like truly upper echelon superstars in the NBA, there's not many that are truly two-way, like all NBA and all defense level guys. They're rare. They are.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with Luka being what he is. I am okay with that. We will have to just build the right roster around it. The fatigue with Luka is not like I'm over it. It's just like, what I knew to be annoying about him is still annoying, and I would love to see him complain less to the refs. But if you fix
that's my favorite thing. My favorite thing about watching him now is just watching, dude. He will like just do his jump stop pump fake on the block after a drive when he has a guy in jail, and like just kind of pump fake, and then he kind of fades and little like push shot off the glass. Yeah, he doesn't get touched, and he immediately as soon as he sees it go in, he just stares at the female official
all the time, dude.
Then just backpedals.
Bro, I just someone needs to like sit him down and be like, look, sometimes they're gonna miss fouls. You realize everyone gets that, right? Every player.
Sometimes you think you got fouled and you didn't.
100%.
You just didn't.
100%.
Yeah.
Now, if
it's
we're
a
talking
European thing,
it is. If we're talking contenders, I do think the Lakers are a contender, but Do I think we can beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in a 7-game series as currently constructed? No. I think we lose in 5.
No, I think you guys got a playoff run in you. And, if you can avoid the Thunder until the Western Conference Finals, and you'll probably get there. You'll probably take them to, I could see 5 or 6. Like, you got to count a few nuclear Luka games in. He's just going to win
5.
you games single-handedly.
Yeah.
He can take it. It could go 6. I could see it going 6.
Thanks for the optimism as a Lakers fan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, as someone who's experienced Luka and being like, we're going to lose this series, and then we just win.
True. Fair.
Like, that's happened so many times. But
yeah,
we got to look at the East. And really, I think there's a few teams from the East people are talking about, starting from least exciting to most exciting. We can look at, I guess, the Heat are weird. Not going to talk much about the Heat. They're weird. But they're fun. They're fun and weird.
They're fun, but they're not.
You go, Cavs have taken a step back as it seems, but I think they got a late season push in them. I think they're still very talented.
I don't think they're
the Magic seem to be in a bit of shambles after a decent start. The Raptors, the land of forwards. Who knows? Who knows what they have in them? Let's just get a bunch of second options together and see what happens. But I think it gets really interesting around the top 3, and I think the Celtics playing very, very well lately.
I love that you jumped over Philly.
It's Philly. Their best player is 40, and he's cosplaying as a 31-year-old. All right? I don't want to hear anything about Philly, okay? Their best player's knees have disintegrated. Their best player is on his way to being an 82 overall in 2K.
They're done. They're cooked. They're officially cooked. For sure.
I mean, and they're fun. They're a solid team. But being 4th in the East essentially means you're a play-in team in the West.
They also like they're just going to be this until Embiid is gone and they can like truly start over.
Actually, see if they can.
Okay, so let's get to the Celtics.
But Celtics, I think the Celtics might have the best bench in the NBA.
Really?
And I credit it to Mazzulla. Mazzulla could get a goldfish to play hard for him, dude. Mazzulla is such a good coach, and I think there are a handful of guys. I would say in the NBA at a time, there's probably like 5 or 6 very good head coaches that can really take a team to the next level, and I think Joe Mazzulla is one of them. I think he's just one of those rare like psychopaths that is just so success driven and results driven that his means don't matter. I think Mazzulla is what Tibbs thinks he is.
Yeah.
And, I think Tibbs is a good head coach. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's on the same level of those 5-6-ish guys that I'm talking about here. But Mazzulla is just he's a little different. I lost you for a second. There you are.
Sorry, I was trying to mute my mic. I was trying to mute my mic because I was going to make noises and I accidentally hit my camera and then I just made the noises.
What kind of noises were you going to make?
I was sort of doing like a sniffle and I didn't want to. Yeah, I just needed to do that really quick. Sorry, I did not mean to cut you off. I meant to hit mute my mic and do that, and I just turned off my camera. Sorry.
I was talking in circles at that point, but my point is that Boston's playing really well. Jaylen Brown has taken a step forward, which I think everyone expected that. I mean, he's a very good player that hasn't necessarily been in the shadow of Jason Tatum, but I think everyone looks at the Celtics and like, the best player is Jason Tatum, even though he won the Finals MVP. Yeah. But guys stepping up, like what was that kid's name? I think he's like a Hispanic kid.
Hugo. Golly, sorry, I'm trying to blank on it.
Come on, Thickums. Come on, is it Thickums or Z?
Hugo Gonzalez. Hugo Gonzalez.
Thickums
was on it, dude. Thickums was quick sell.
I knew he was on it. Boston guy.
He's got that. He's got that in his bag.
But, I mean, and he's not like the big story. I think the bigger story is Jordan Walsh. Jordan Walsh has been a terror. And I really thought that we would have seen him on the floor earlier because I saw what he did to people in Summer League. Like he was an absolute like just bastion out there.
He's from Arkansas, right?
Yep, he was in that Arkansas class.
He was good on that Razorback
Anthony
team.
Black,
yeah.
It was who was it? It was
they had a really
Anthony
good
Black,
team.
Jordan Walsh, and someone else. And they also had shout out Barry Dunning Jr. played at the high school that I coached at for a little bit. Just missed each other by 1 year, but he was the top player in Alabama. Went to Arkansas and
Walsh is a
cracking
player,
rotation with that class. Yeah. They had a great recruiting class with Musselman in Arkansas. But either way, Celtics are playing really well right now, and I think like you just add another genuine like top 10 player in the NBA to that roster, and now they're even better. So they're third in the East right now, and they're.
Do you think if Tatum
in their last
back,
10?
Do you think that if Ayton comes back, that they are a contender that could beat
Tatum? Right?
Sorry. Did I say Ayton?
You did.
Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying Ayton for everything.
You're just like an idiot, but it's fine.
I'm just like a dumb idiot and a dumb Lakers fan idiot. Do you think that if Tatum comes back, that this Celtics team is not only a contender, but a contender that could beat the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I'm not going to say like, oh, if Tatum's healthy all last year, then they beat the Knicks. Like, no, the Knicks were playing better than them at the moment.
No, the Knicks outplayed them in that playoffs.
But it doesn't mean I think the Knicks are a better basketball team than the Celtics are. Like, they just outplayed them. Yeah. It is what it is.
Do you think that the New York Knicks could beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in a 7-game series?
Man, I want to not believe in the Knicks, just because like I don't know why I'm on this, but I don't think Karl Anthony Towns is the kind of player that can really elevate your team all that much, especially when it matters in the playoffs and shit's getting physical and they're not calling stuff like he is. Karl Anthony Towns is almost like the big version of Luka, not as a complete player, but in the sense of like he thinks he gets fouled every single time someone breathes on him.
No, I agree.
And in the playoffs, they don't call stuff. And to be fair, he stepped up last year in that series against Boston, but against Indiana, he had some good games. But when the going gets tough, I don't know if Cat gets you going, man. I really don't. Yeah. I don't fully believe that. And I like Cat. I do like Cat. I don't mean it as like an insult to him. I think he's a really good player. But cue the Cat reaction sounds montage. Rafa!
I will say Giannis to the Knicks also is one of those ones where I go, yeah, that's terrifying. And I do think
that works. That makes sense.
If the deal was right for the Knicks, like if they didn't have to give up too much, if they could hang on to like they'd have to give up realized assets though, because they don't have picks. They traded all their picks for Mikal Bridges. Yeah, it might have to be like a 3-team deal even. I love a 3-team deal. I love when the Lakers are involved.
You love getting in the trade machine lab, man.
I do. It would probably have to be a 3-team deal at some point. But unless the Bucks were just like, fuck it, we'll take Cat and OG. And that's just like, those are our guys now, I guess.
And then like give us a first round pick in 2031.
Something like that. I don't know. But if
had to be a Lakers, Luka, Anthony Davis type deal.
Yeah.
Where it's just like
if Giannis ended up with the Knicks and they kept one of McCall or Mikal, what is it, McCall? You always correct me on my pronunciation.
Mikal. It's okay though. I still love you.
Whatever.
Still want to kiss you on the mouth.
Shut up. You won't, pussy. If they keep one of OG or Bridges, I'm not even gonna say his first name anymore. You're making me too self-conscious. Just call Michael. Just go Michael. Just left turn. With Giannis, I think that team could beat the Thunder. And then let's maybe get to the last thing here we'll touch on is this Pistons team. Do you think they're a real contender, or is this sort of a regular season hero team that kind of just falls apart in the playoffs for right now? How do you think they fare in a 7-game series against the Thunder?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it's fun. You know what? I'll say this. I was going to go the 2016 Hawks route, the last year's Cavs, or the 2019 or was it 2020 Grizzlies or Jazz, high seeded in the regular season, but doesn't have enough playoff experience to get over the hump. One thing I'll say about Detroit is that they crush teams on the glass, especially the offensive glass. When you got a 6'6" point guard, you have a 7'1" center. What is Jalen Duren 7'1"?
No, actually, I think he's undersized for center. I think he's like 6'9", 6'10".
His wingspan has to be crazy then.
Wingspan's big, but he's also just a beast. He's a load to deal with.
So he's 6'10".
Yeah.
Let's see wingspan. Okay,
like 7'3".
Let me type in WS and get wingspan on the Goog. 7'5" wingspan.
Yep.
And he's built like a linebacker.
He's like Dwight Howard-esque.
Yeah, no, he really is. That is a fantastic comparison. He's a more offensively adept Dwight Howard.
Shades of like younger. Well,
ooh,
yeah. Ooh.
We should do it. We should do a segment where we do the 2K my career player creation shades of. Like, name a random player and be like shades of this guy, this guy, and this guy.
Totally. I'm with that. Let's set that up for next time. Yeah,
that'd be a good bit. But no, I agree. Very, very much so Dwight Howard-esque. And like I said, 6'6" point guard, Jalen Duren, just absolute behemoth of a human being.
Yeah.
Then you got a lot of times Isaiah Stewart. You got Beef Stew at the 4.
Yeah.
Pummeling dudes to get to the lane as well. I mean, it's when they played the Mavs, bro. I mean, I'd watched some snippets of the Pistons, but I had watched that entire game and was like, oh my gosh. We are a good rebounding basketball team, and we're getting
a big team.
Decimated.
Mavs are a big team too.
Yeah.
And the Pistons, I agree with you. What separates the Pistons from like the typical kind of good regular season team that falls apart is they like impose themselves physically on every team they play. And that is like when playoff basketball comes around, that feels like one of the keys to success is like, can you keep up with the physicality of this? And I agree with you, man. I think they can. I think that they'll probably get bounced second round in a tough series. But I'll be honest, man, I could see them going to the conference finals. And
I will root for them, no matter who they play. I could see them
giving anyone, the Celtics fully healthy with Tatum or the Knicks, problems, bro. Dude, last year they almost beat. I think was it the Celtics first round? It
was Magic. It was Pistons Magic. Wait, was it? Am I tripping?
Or was it? Shit, who did they play?
I feel like it was Pistons Magic, and the Magic won. Or was it Cavs? It might have been the Cavs.
The Cavs. That's right. They played. No. What? Why is this coming up wrong? Is this 2024?
I gotta look it up too. Oh man, this is great podcasting.
I know. Yeah, just looking shit up right now. Sorry, I didn't think we were gonna talk this in depth about the Pistons. My bad. Gosh, I can't find it. I don't know. Okay. It doesn't matter. What matters is it's because I typed in the wrong year.
I'm finding
it. Idiot
moron. I'm already on it. Knicks. It was the Knicks.
Knicks. Thank you.
Knicks 142.
I was right. That's what I said to start.
No, you didn't.
I did. They pushed a good Knicks team in that series to like they almost came away with a couple
Conference
wins.
Final. I mean,
dude, yeah. And I'm telling you, I watched every game in that series. That Pistons team was pushing that Knicks team. They were close to winning a couple of those games.
That was a great series.
It was a great series. They almost could have won that series. It was like a couple buzzer beaters and like OTs, I think. But I'm saying, man, I actually think they're pretty real. I don't think they are a Cavs pretender or 2016 Hawks pretender team. I think they're pretty serious. I actually do think they go to a conference final. I would say they will. Do I think they can beat the Thunder in a 7-game series? No. But I would have them fifth. On my list of teams that I think could actually give the Thunder a lot of problems or beat them, 1 is the Nuggets for me, 2 is the Spurs, 3 is healthy Celtics. And honestly, healthy Celtics might even be 2.
Yeah.
But it's a caveat. It's a weird like asterisk thing because healthy. Dude, I would say the Pistons probably have a better chance against the Thunder than the Knicks do. Just because they are so much more physical. And the rebounding is just so solid.
They are. I love it when a city or when a team embodies the city. I spoiled my punchline, but it makes sense, man. It's Detroit, dude. Gritty. Yeah. They're tough. They're hard nosed. Like it makes me really happy that Detroit sports are just doing well in general. It's just good.
I know.
It's good.
The Pistons are one of those teams that like when the Pistons are good, I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's certain
I'm not saying
teams
it's going to take a while for me to get sick of this.
Yeah.
And honestly, I said that about the Thunder too. I said it about the Thunder. I was like,
yeah,
I know
something about like the way that they're doing it.
I don't hate them. I just have a few obnoxious Thunder fan friends. Like I have one friend who's like an actual friend, and he's obnoxious, but he's funny, so he gets a pass.
Someone said this the other day.
I have one guy that's a DM guy. I have to say this.
Yeah.
And I blocked him eventually. He's been following me for forever. And then he found my Instagram, and no matter what I posted, he's like, why are you not talking about the Thunder? The Thunder are the best team in the NBA. Why are you not talking about them?
Jesus. Yeah.
I just blocked it. I was like, all right, man, now I kind of hate the Thunder.
Someone asked this the other day. Yeah, I think their fan base has gotten a little bit annoying with it. That definitely hasn't helped. Someone asked this the other day on a different podcast or something, but they were like, has there been a likable dynasty, or is it sort of like a necessary component to a dynasty that everyone else hates them? And it's kind of like...
I go the latter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to happen eventually. The Chiefs were this spunky, likable dynasty. Like, oh, wow, they won 2. That's really cool.
And
Thunder,
then they became
kind of the same way. It's just
immediately hated.
You hate them. Fans get cocky. They get every fan or every team has the fan base of like. Eventually, they get to the point where they're upset that the media isn't talking about them nonstop if they're really good.
Yeah. I want to 2 live updates right now to finish up the pod.
Please.
1, Thickum says Mavs laying the hammer on Denver right now. Bad for my Denver take I just gave. Whoops.
Well, we match up well against them, I will say.
Sure.
We beat them last time we played them.
2, Joel Embiid down with a knee injury. just popped
Maybe
up.
it's because he's 40.
The timestamp on my phone still says now. That's how quickly I just got you this update. It couldn't have happened at a better time. If you've been watching this pod, we just talked about this.
40! He burned his birth certificate when he was 6, and he's 40. He's 40 years old. He's 4 years younger than Phillip Rivers. He's almost Phillip Rivers. He's 40.
Bro, oh my God! I hope it comes out this is true, and we can like clip this and Victor.
They'll never confirm it. People posted their yearbook pictures of Thon Maker in 2010, saying that he was a senior and he was graduating. They posted them online, and everyone's like, "Nah, class of 2016."
Yeah. Fuck,
sorry,
that's so
no
funny.
more yelling.
I love it. No, I like that. I really enjoyed that. I'm hard. I don't know anybody else. No, I like that.
Fear boner.
Fully erect. Anybody else? I do. Okay, we are over 2 hours, but this has been a great podcast.
I'm so sweaty. It didn't get any cooler in here.
We had an unexpected, really fun, like 45-minute discussion about like whether or not you're allowed to jump ship on a team. This was great. This is a great podcast. I just want to say the last thing I just want to quickly point out, and you can just give a quick response to this. We can maybe pick this up next pod.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis is back and healthy right now, which is like it won't last forever, but he's playing really well. And I still think that we are right. I think that we both align. We are aligned on this. We can continue keep dying on this hill. If you see what you have in this Mavericks team, fully healthy, Kyrie comes back. If Anthony Davis can just stay healthy, that trade, people I think will look back and agree with what you said, where it's like it wasn't that bad. And this team, fully healthy, they see what they got. I still will die on this hill. They could end up like an 8th seed and like get out of the play-in and give someone problems in the first round. I still believe that. I still firmly believe that.
This is what I'll close with is for people that listen to the whole episode and you agreed with us or both of us when we said like the point guard position just matters more. You have to agree with the fact that when Kyrie Irving gets back to playing basketball, this is 100%. Going to be a very, very different team. This is a very, very different team from what we saw 12 games in before we started playing a point guard. Even just Brandon Williams. Yeah. And then Ryan Nembhard has been very different.
Ryan Nembhard.
Kyrie Irving is going to be it's going to make a world of a difference. Jason Kidd won't have to actually try to coach offense anymore. He can just put his hands in his pockets again.
He can just go Darvin Ham mode.
He's a great. He's a good defensive head coach. But offensively, it's I'll stand by this wet toilet paper. It's like 3-course meal of wet toilet paper, dude. Just force it down my throat.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, a lineup of like Kyrie, PJ Washington, Cooper Flagg, AD, and Gafford or Lively, and then off the bench you've got
Christie.
Well, I was going to say that might be your best 5. I was saying that's probably your best 5.
Best
Maybe
5
you start
for sure.
in a different way, but like
instead of and Lively's out for the season. That hurts.
Yeah, that really does hurt.
It does
hurt bad. Yeah,
but still, our front court rotation is Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, and PJ Washington.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
No, it's gonna be sick, man. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how this Mavs team develops. We'll see how. I was waiting for hockey talk. This is my first time listening. Oh, sorry, we didn't get to hockey this time.
We will get to hockey talk. I grew up playing hockey. When football season is dying down, we will get into hockey talk. Stars guy, Ducks fan?
I am an Anaheim Ducks fan, and we're finally good again. So I'm watching now, and
did you see what the Stars did to the Ducks?
No, did you guys just kill us?
We took a big hot shit right on their chest, 8-2.
Whoops.
Well, no, you're right. They're better.
They're young and fun. They're better than they. Well, I think maybe next time we will tap into some hockey talk.
So you got hockey? Well, we got CFP. We didn't get to CFP this time.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well,
maybe do an NFL. NFL is about to get boring. The next 2 weeks are going to be boring.
Yeah. It's going to. Well, there's going to be some excitement, but it'll be less league wide. It'll be a lot more like. It'll be a lot more like these 3 games are exciting because of playoff seeding, but that's about it. And then playoffs will be really exciting.
We owe you guys to budget our time better.
We do.
With different sports.
We will have, I will say, like, once football season is over, I think we will have a lot more hockey. It'll be a lot more basketball focused. And I would love to continue hitting some soccer. So I'll need you to educate me more on hockey because I'm it's not that I'm going to
watch soccer.
Yeah.
For the first time in my life, I will watch soccer outside of the World Cup.
Yes.
I'll do it.
I've been a hockey fan, like, in terms of, like, I think the sport is really cool. I've been a Ducks fan for a long time. I've been to a ton of Anaheim Ducks games. I haven't, like, really followed it in a while. So I will get back into really following the Ducks, and I'll need you to help me. I'll need you to help educate me on that. And then I need you to start following Barcelona primarily.
Oh, I thought we were being Newcastle. Okay.
Well, I have. You can have 2 teams because they play in different.
Hey,
but
I might be a 1-team Tony. All right.
Go Newcastle. That's fine. You can go Newcastle. That's okay. The Prem is more exciting. The
Premier League is more exciting. Are they in the same league as West Ham?
Yes.
Damn it.
Newcastle, but West Ham's bad. You don't want to be a West Ham fan.
But I like this. I will say, and this is going back to at a young age. I was like, if I had to pick a soccer team, West Ham. Love the colors, But I'm doing this for more of just it's for the pod.
You haven't followed. Yeah, you haven't followed them.
I've never watched a West Ham game.
That doesn't count.
Like, you a soccer guy? I was like, yeah, West Ham guy.
No, that doesn't count. Newcastle. I mean, look. To be honest with you, if I had to like tell you to pick one, it would be Barcelona. Really, if we're being honest, I would say Barcelona.
It's not in my blood. It's not in my blood to pick a good team.
Okay, fair enough. Go Newcastle. Go Newcastle.
I'm going young, perky upstart Newcastle.
Okay. Good.
But I had a fun fact before we close out here.
Please.
You've been a Ducks fan for a while. Do you remember? And this not a super deep cut, but do you remember Timu Solani?
Of course. Yeah, of course. Timu's like one of the most famous players. Yeah.
I played against his kids.
Really? His kids were studs.
They were. His older kids were better.
Yeah.
I played against, I think, the younger one or the 2, but they were twins.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But we won our state championship my junior year in Texas, high school hockey. We played Santa Margarita High School in the national tournament, and we beat them in a shootout, and Team Solani's kids were on that team. And it was group play. So, it's like round robin, and the best 2 records move on.
Mm-hmm.
We beat Santa Margarita, lost to a team from Colorado, and then everyone shit on this team from Florida. So you had 3 2-1 teams because we won in a shootout, and the other 2 teams won their games in regulation. We didn't get to move on.
Damn.
Santa Margarita and the team from Colorado played each other in the national championship for high school hockey.
Oh, fuck. And it could have been you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Timu's like a fan favorite for the Ducks. He was like our guy for the longest, and he was like big
Ducks
in
and Stars had a few years where like I think like 2 out of 3 years we played each other in the first round of the playoffs.
Cool.
Fuck Ryan Getzlaff. Fuck Corey Perry. Fuck Timu Solani. And then Corey Perry actually became a star a few years ago.
That's right. 1 year. That's right. Yeah. Timu is a legend.
He lost to the Lightning.
Yeah. Well, hey, we'll tune in. We'll have some more. We'll have some more hockey talk.
We're gonna get some more variety, especially in these last few weeks of the NFL.
We will. We're just in like we're literally in peak football, the busiest, and like early swing NBA stuff. So it's just like it's hard to ignore. But like it will, and not for nothing, Slim Dookie, we got the World Cup coming up this summer.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm all in.
We got to be all in on that. We got to be all in on that. We have to be. So we got to talk some soccer before to like get you acquainted, so you have a better grasp of what's going on. All right.
I'm in. I'm so in.
Guys, thank you for joining. Korean Bowling League has been heating up. This is true.
People are talking.
Someone in the comments in our chat today.
Gooch.
If you're a listener, Gooch is here. He arrived late. If you're a listener on Spotify, please come tune into a chat so you can talk to us in real time. Chat. Thank you guys for showing up. Hey, what a great. This is our longest episode ever, I think, and
people are calling it our best.
We didn't even know if we were going to be doing a podcast today because I'm at my girlfriend's house in Dallas. I don't have all my equipment, so we had no idea this was even going to happen.
Connection,
it worked out.
By the way, incredible. You've been very crisp the whole time.
Money. Hell yeah,
maybe better than at your house hooked up to the Ethernet.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn it!
Like you've been like very crisp the entire time.
Sick. Hell yeah. I hope the AirPods sound quality isn't going to come out like doo-doo in post,
it's good,
but
it's solid.
I couldn't like bring. I guess I should get a mic that just like. This is all. Nobody needs to hear this. Okay, doesn't matter to you guys at all.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone. We love you all. Merry Christmas, chat. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Whatever you celebrate.
Yes. Happy Kwanzaa, Hanukkah.
Yep. All of them.
You know what? Nothing else. If you celebrate somewhere else this time of year, other than those 3, I don't care. I don't care at all.
All right. Hey, we'll see you guys hopefully next Tuesday. We love you all dearly. Goodbye.
Deuces.